recently did a big jump. I gained almost 800 horsepower recently. The car was already sketch. I grew up in the car world, starting with my 240, which was completely stock, my first car, to going with my dad, looking online, ordering a fucking SR20 from over Japan.
The thing that kills me is you're throwing around setups like it's water. I don't think the people know the amount of money it takes to build something like that, and then going, we're going to scrap this setup and we're going to run a twin turbo.
Yeah.
That's not like, okay, a couple bands and we're in the twin turbo.
No, that's just money. If I showed you the numbers on my car, if that car would have been on a Dyno Jet, it would have said like 2,500 probably.
That shit's so disgusting.
Yeah, that's what it would have showed on a Dyno.
You ever been to Monterey Car Week?
No.
Any interest in that shit?
I don't know about it. Bro, like people, when I say I'm a car guy, I'm a JDM guy.
different.
I'm heavily into JDMs. And unfortunately, like, yes, there's the gumball and you have the big meets or the big drives that everyone likes to go to. And I've never really been into that because I'm just a JDM guy. I go to the races, I go to the drag strip, and then I'm out. Like, that's all it's been for me. When you say car meets, I'm like, Texas 2K, FL2K, SEMA, and then World Cup. You know, it's like, that's the only shit I know.
Those are car meets.
Those are races. Those are big events.
Those are fucking events.
Massive events.
Yes.
So, like, Texas 2K, they have over 80,000 to 100,000 people coming within that 5-day span. FL2K has a lower number, but still 40,000 plus people. SEMA, of course, everyone knows SEMA. You know, there's so many big PRI, you know, those type of events. I know those. But when you come to, you're just telling me about Monterey Car Week. I don't know about that. That's hypercar stuff.
It's some bullshit.
Yeah, no, but it's not bullshit. It's people who are wealthy and they have really nice cars, and you know, the one-off Bugatti, Koenigsegg.
Yep.
And actually, my favorite car is the Apollo. I love that car.
Love that shit?
When I see that shit, I'm like, yeah,
you
you know,
it's not real.
It's not a real car.
It was that Charlotte Cars and Coppers too.
Yeah, it's not a real car.
It ain't.
It's not. There was 2 of them there.
But people don't even understand what
Same
they're
owner.
looking at.
Same owner.
You know how fucking crazy that thing is, dude? That fucking thing is maddening.
I think there's only like 8 of them.
I think so.
I think there is only.
And homie's got 2.
Homie's got 2. He's got a midnight purple. Is it midnight purple-ish? Whatever it is.
Whatever you want to
and
call
then
it.
the
Carbon,
carbon, the black carbon one. I'm like, that is the sexiest car I've ever seen. If someone was to tell me what car would you want, I would want that car.
That's not even a car at that point, bro.
No, it's not.
It's not. But that's the whole thing. That it is what it is. But that's not even a fucking car. You got to get in and put a headset on, bro. It's a whole different.
Straight cut gears. I don't even
Love it.
actually totally know
You
what
never
that
been
means.
a straight cut gear? Oh, bro, my GTR is straight cut gears.
Really?
You got to understand.
So,
We come from a different world.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you're more modifying in the whole drag racing
JDM,
strip.
yeah.
We're more of the look pretty bullshit.
no, there's nothing wrong with that. I also appreciate everyone. Like, I appreciate every car. Like, there's no way you cannot, even if it's a Miata. Like, I don't, you know,
Yeah,
I saw the coolest little swap the other day. Some guy had a Miata with an SR20 in it. I was like, that's fucking cool.
This type of shit you don't see every day.
You know, like, you got to respect everybody's car. And in some way, somehow, some people are trying to build something. So you got to appreciate it. So
I think what we've gone away from is like seeing the love that people have for whatever they're putting their time and effort and their passion into. It's always like, for me, at least for what I'm exposed to, it's all like dollar figure. But instead of looking at like what someone grew up desiring or loving, and then what they've literally dedicated their time, passion, all the bullshit to.
Yep.
That's what we've gone away from. Everybody's like monetary figures and all this shit like that, and it's not about that. It's never been about that.
well,
it's like, for example, what you're into versus what I'm into,
bro,
in
like,
all facets is different.
people
But I
like-
appreciate your shit, and I know you respect
Bro,
my shit.
like, I respect every car, of course,
100%.
except Hellcats. They're trash. But no, I'm just kidding. No, I do respect them. I gotta,
I was having
No,
lunch.
we don't
I
respect
was having
that
lunch
shit
with
over
my friends today. Shout out Ben. It's my boy.
Ben.
He was showing me. He's like, he's looking at this 996 911 Carrera.
Okay.
And it's like super clean, one owner, silver. He's fired up. He's like, dude, this is one of my dream cars. And he goes, I mean, it's nothing compared to like what you're always around. I'm like, why do you even say that? I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm happy. Like, that's sick. This is
Yeah.
one of your dream cars. It's a Porsche. Like, just because I'm around a bunch of supercars.
Okay.
I'm stoked for you. That's awesome.
So I love talking about this. I am a firm believer that boxer motors are trash. I'm sorry.
You and I both.
And so I'd rather Pistons do this, not this, because I feel like, where you going? I don't know where you're going. But no, they're awesome cars. I personally went to Thermal not too long ago, Thermal Club, and I drove a 992 and 991 GT3 RS. I enjoyed the shit out of it. Now, the 992 GT3 RS, that car is a cheat code. That car is fast on the track. The 991, I like it. I felt the car more. It come out a little bit in the turns, you know. But the 992 just stuck. It's like, it's like a go-kart, you know. And for me, not a big Porsche guy as far as, because what I'm used to is straight line.
Yeah.
But once you get on the track, the Porsche is an animal. It's a straight animal.
That's what it's for.
And then I have a little experience driving on the track, and so a good friend of mine named Don, shout out to Don, took me to Thermal Club. Ben introduced me to Don and Thermal Club. I got to take the Porsches around the track for a promo for a company called Clue, but we just had a good time, and you know, he straight up told me, he's like, bro, you drive really well. I was like, well, I understand that I've played a lot of sim racing. So driving,
that translates.
Driving is, you know, I understand the ins and outs in the turns and stuff, but just enjoying the Porsche. It was a really nice car, a really fast car. I'm just used to the straight line type of stuff. So that's what I get horny off of.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I get horny off of going straight.
You and I smell the same shit, and that's what
you know. There's so many different racers out there. You have your drifters, you have your road course, you know, you have your autocross rally, and you have drag racing, and there's other racing out there. You know, everyone has a car, and you have roll racing. There's so many different types of racing now, and people take into effect. They're like, oh, well, roll racing is not really racing. I said, well, then, you know, like, you're the same guy in the comments talking about drifting is not really drifting. It's not, you know. It's what I like to do. It's what I grew up on. And, of course, yeah, my car is capable of drag racing. It's a very fast car. But I tend to just like the roll racing events is what I like to do. You know, hopefully, I think maybe this year we might do a half-mile event for the first time, which is very sketchy with big power cars like mine.
Sketchy in what aspect?
So, okay. Billy, a friend of mine, Lambo Assassin on social media, he has probably one of the fastest GTRs. It's probably the fastest street GTR in the world, straight up. It makes 3,600 horsepower.
Street GTR.
It is a street car. It's full.
3,600 horsepower.
Yeah, that car is also the one that gapped UGR for the past 3 years, and they pack up and leave early at Texas 2K. Shout out to Billy. I love you, Billy. But that car is fast. But hypothetically, like, they're like, well, the car does 237 in the quarter on a roll. Yeah. And we're like,
a roll from what?
That's 60. 60. Yeah. And you got to realize.
In a quarter mile.
That's actually.
From 60
so
to
people don't understand when we talk about the Lambo Assassin car, it's actually shorter than a quarter mile. It's probably 1,000 feet. The car's doing 236 miles an hour. Because in Texas 2K, when you look at the markers, they're after the tree. And he's still doing 236. I think 237. I think he did 237. But in the quarter, if you think about it, it's like.
How does he still have a face?
Well, it's not that. It's. Wait a minute. What would that car do in a half mile?
That shit would get up there.
It would get up there. No, it wouldn't blow up. The car's never really blown up. He actually has. This is under wraps, but. If I'm not mistaken, John Shepard has built a special transmission for that car, so it does have a little taller gears in 5th and 6th. Not 100% sure about that, but I'm pretty sure that car is capable of who knows.
It means it's built to withstand it.
Yeah.
It's made to go in a straight line.
It is made to go in a straight line. A lot of people don't realize that GTRs, when it comes to street car, unibody car, which is people don't know what unibody cars are, is just a full chassis car. This is not a pro mod. This is not the front end's cut tubular. This is a full street car. It is a street car. I think his car still has AC. If I'm not mistaken, T1 I think still has AC in that car. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. But I know for a fact in a half mile, like they're scared to drive it. They don't know what it's going to do.
Yeah.
And a GTR is not built like a hypothetically a Koenigsegg or a Bugatti, which it can go to 300 miles an hour. We don't know what could happen. You know, it could lift. It's gone. It's done.
Shaped for that.
And it's a heavy car. Don't get me wrong.
Aerodynamics are probably not built.
No, I mean,
Can't be.
but the capability of that car getting to 237 miles an hour within close to 1,000 feet is very scary.
It's true.
That's just 1,000 feet. Can you imagine a half mile? You know, that's fast, bro. And the 60 to 130 on that car is like 1.8, 1.7.
That's fucking so disgusting.
Yeah.
Those are numbers that don't even make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. And then when you go to theory and talking about my car is a big power GTR. It's a very streetable car. It has AC. I just put a parachute on it. Unfortunately, we lost someone really amazing in the car world, one stock. So whenever that happened, people were hitting me up, and people were like, "Yo, you need to put a roll cage in your car." Like, this is unfortunately, like, you just got to. It doesn't matter if you're just having fun. I could do a little hit on the street, and anything can go sideways.
That fast.
And I have no protection.
Especially on the street, too. It's not the conditions that the car is normally used to bucking racing under.
Yeah, but shout out to the shop Houston, who's helped me with the car over the years. We started from full bolt-on E85 to now a big power GTR over 2,000 horsepower. But yeah, we were like, we gotta, for safety reasons, we gotta put you on a half bar roll cage, something. We gotta get something put in the car.
Your precious cargo, baby. We can't be risking it like that.
Precious cargo, baby. These legs, baby Lord. Can't be dancing if I'm hurt, you know. But no, realistically, like, I do have a very fast GTR. I went online last year, talked a lot of shit about Hellcats. And, I was like, oh, no, Hellcat beat me from the roll. And everyone's like, oh, roll races. I was like, look, bro, it is what it is. Yes, my car can race from a dig, but I choose not to. I choose to race it from a roll because roll racing is big. People don't realize a lot of people roll race. Mm-hmm.
Is it safer?
I just enjoy it. Yeah. It's fun. Like, it's the same thing as being on the highway.
It's a different type of racing, too. The way the car puts power down, the way you're at that,
it's
depending
fun.
on what gear you're at, RPM, everything else between.
It's not even like, bro, at this point, like, I just have the car. It's there. Like, it's a big power GTR. Yeah, it's fast as shit. Like, it's not a joke. Like if I'm sure you guys follow Art as fast. You've seen his GTR. My car is very similar to that car. I'm pretty sure he has a 68 millimeter setup. I have a newer setup. My car, I think, makes some more power than his. But, like, just seeing what kind, like, he races bikes and turbo boostas and just beats everything.
That's fucking disgusting.
Because you make what? You said it. You told us before we started. But
yeah, I mean, it's on the internet right now. On E85, the car made 2157.
We saw the dyno sheet. We saw the dyno sheet.
That's wheel horsepower.
I don't think people even understand exactly what
people
that
don't
is.
understand.
They
like,
don't.
If that car would have been on a dyno jet, it would have said like 2400 horsepower. Because, dyno jets, they kind of bump their numbers a little bit. But that was just on E85. M1 is a different level. When you put M1 in a car like that, you can make a lot more power.
It's gonna go crazy.
But the car is fast. It's deadly. It's not.
It's a weapon.
It's a weapon.
It's a weapon.
People don't understand. Like,
not a joke.
There's a difference between, we'll just do a hit real quick.
No.
No.
It's not how it works. That's
so good. Another good friend of mine.
Felonies committed.
Yeah.
Wall. So you could end up that fast in that way.
You never know what's going to happen.
Trust me. I feel you.
Let's see. Can we cut for a second?
Yeah, no, you just roll. We're rolling. We're going. You want to grab, which phone are you going to get? Phone 5 or phone 7?
I want to shout out a friend of mine, but I want to say her name right.
Okay. Because he's got like 90 different phones, so I didn't know if it was going to be phone 3, phone 22, or phone 1.
All right, cool.
Hit it.
So I recently went to Vegas and visited a friend of mine. Her name is Coco. She has a very fast twin-turbo Huracan built by 316 speed. Okay. They're out of Florida. That car is fucking fast, but she lives in Vegas. Okay. Vegas roads are dangerous because of the dust.
On the outskirts, it's
the dust. When you got a big power car like that, like she probably has, I think, probably the fastest street car in Vegas, or one of the, definitely. She's a badass.
You think so?
She's a badass. Yeah, her name is Coco.
I don't know, man. Houston Cross is crawling around with hypers out there, man.
Yeah, but her car is fast. Her car is very fast.
Faster than a Koenigsegg, though?
Oh yeah, definitely faster. You want to get there. You want to get there. You want to go there. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I got a lot of heat for that. People are like, oh, you know, the internet is
The best place in the world.
the internet is dumbfounded. All right, and
The best thing to do on the internet is not read anything.
I like to tell people, unfortunately, yes, my car is faster than any Bugatti, Koenigsegg, Rimac Rivera, or whatever the hell. It doesn't matter. That GTR is
How is that
unstoppable.
possible, bro? You only have a GTR.
It's,
How is that even? That doesn't make any. It doesn't make any sense.
you know, people.
Is your car actually still a GTR?
Yeah, it's a GTR. Still has a GTR motor. It's a GTR. Still has a GTR transmission. GTR.
Is that the standard? If you engine swap it, is it no longer a GTR?
Depends
Same
on what motor
motor,
you put in it.
same tranny,
Oh,
AC,
depends.
GTR.
GTR.
That's it. That's
GTR.
You heard it here first.
A lot of people.
That's it.
A lot of people like want to talk about like, oh, it's not a GTR. There's some guys now doing the TH400 swap.
Okay.
What even is that?
TH400.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's transmission.
I don't speak JDM really.
Well, TH400 is American.
I don't really speak that either.
You speak modified.
It's a very popular transmission that's in a lot of pro mods and
Yeah.
you know, fast domestic cars.
All right.
TH400, Mac, Brack Brosnan at the Shop Houston, he has Kimbo. The Kimbo is our shop car at the Shop Houston. That car is 650s. I think he did, 650s in the quarter. But that is a GTR motor.
650s in the quarter
Yeah.
from a dig.
Yes.
What the fuck,
That car's fast.
bro? What?
Yeah.
Go ahead and ask me if I understand how fast that
Do you understand how fast that is?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fucking disgusting.
That's
bro.
fast as shit.
See, that's current God tier. Is
Yeah,
what that
but
is.
it's also it's a race car. It's a race car. It's
Not
what
a
it
street
is.
car.
Huh?
Not a street car. I don't. Because you've
If
been throwing that.
if
You've been
Mac
throwing
was
that out.
here, if Mac
lightly.
was here right now, he would tell you, it's got headlights. It's got a little tail light.
Is it registered?
It can be.
we said about Montana.
In Montana.
No,
We can register in
like,
Montana.
you know, but realistically, let's go back to talking about the hypercars. So when I said that my GTR is faster than any Koenigsegg, any Bugatti, like even a Formula One car, like hypothetically, I know there's men out there who have stupid amounts of money and can do whatever the fuck they want. They can build a
Very
car,
much
100%.
whatever. I understand it's a one of one. Like when you have a Koenigsegg, it's like big Nick measure. Like no one has that. I have it. But if a Bugatti or a Koenigsegg, you know, a Rimac Rivera, whatever the hell it is, like if they were on the highway cruising, just enjoying their day, with a woman in the seat, just enjoying wind blowing in their face.
When I paid $4 million for this car.
Yeah. And Danrue happens to be in his GTR. And you pull up next to me on the highway
In Mexico.
You get one.
in Mexico, just in case you try to do a flyby, it's not going to happen. And I promise you one thing, just in case hypothetically that would happen, I would gap the shit out of any one of those cars. Like,
What makes you so confident that?
I just know what the car can do. Like, the Hamilton collection did something not too long ago.
I mean,
The Hamilton collection, that was probably a clip right there. I think that was a clip.
Yeah.
All right. The Hamilton collection did something not too long ago where they showed off a GTR versus Bugatti. It's on the internet. It's a T1 built their car, 2,000 horsepower GTR. It was not a 2,000 horsepower GTR. I think the car was barely making 1,400. And it gapped the shit out of Bugatti.
At 1,400.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just love we're at a point where he spit out 1,400 like that's nothing.
Right. Like 1,400.
Barely
dogs-
making 1,400.
Dog, you got to realize these are also. These
all
are also-
relative.
This
It's all
is
relative
also
game.
progression. Yeah,
Sure,
it
sure.
is.
I
This is
understand.
progression. I had the car in 2018. Got it used with like 3,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
And the Shop Houston hit me up. I was playing the game on Facebook like a long time ago, and they messaged me like, "Hey, let's make it fast." So we did full bolt on the Shop Houston. Shout out to the Shop Houston. They really, you know, the thing is, I've always worked on JDMs myself, you know, when it comes to SRs. I was an SR kind of RB guy, light 4G63, 2J, that type of vibe, JDM motors. If you're not familiar, the guys will know. But for me, I've always been in that realm.
I know the 2JZ.
But when we got to the VR, I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. You know, it's a heavily modified V6 that the potential is outrageous. But the shop Houston was very professional, and they know what they're doing. You know, they've won.
Which is hard to find.
In the past 5 years at Texas 2K, I think they've won at least 2 trophies every Texas 2K, from winning the GTR Unlimited class or the DCT Unlimited class, the 68 millimeter class, the 58 millimeter class. They've won a lot of different classes, but they're really good with the GTR. But they are also heavily educated in the Huracans too. They've been doing twin turbo kits on Huracans for like probably 4+ years now. Because the owner, one of the owners, Vaughn, he had a Huracan, and they twin turboed it back in 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, 2020. Yeah, I would say that, and that was his own car. And from there, they do twin turbo Huracan kits also. It's oversaturated now.
So what about that battle? Huracan versus GTR.
Well, unfortunately, I would have to go with GTR all the way because shout out to my boy Billy once again, where he's made UGR tuck their tail and leave for the past 3 years.
And they're the top of the Huracan.
I mean, UGR is the big dogs. UGR is the Huracan guys, or the Lamborghini guys, as far as you want.
I mean, I know they are. I just don't know, like,
guys.
I don't follow the drag racing actually.
Yeah.
So like, I know who UGR is. I see all their stuff, but I don't know if they're like actually the leaders in the racing.
Well, they mostly do roll racing.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about when I talk about roll racing. Is GTRs are very dominant. They've won the past 3 years in a row.
6 cylinders.
What did they bring to Texas 2K last year?
Which one?
UGR. What did they bring?
I think they brought like 7 2,000 plus horsepower twin turbo Huracans.
Fuck.
Yeah, they always bring big power. I mean, they're big power cars. They even have the big power race car that did get beat by Billy. Car makes over 3,000, something like that.
Let me ask you this: what makes? Maybe I'm trying to ask the right question. What makes a good car to build for Texas 2K and that type of race?
If in the roll racing,
yes,
it's either, and believe it or not, I hate to say this, like Vipers are fast, but the Vipers are not competing with the all-wheel drive capability that the GTR and the Huracans are.
That's kind of my point is. Yeah,
I would really like someone to heavily modify and custom a Viper and make it like all-wheel drive.
Yeah,
I love the Viper. I think the Viper is like the most. Like if I was to have a domestic car, besides that new ZR1 that's coming out, by the way, because that thing looks fucking unreal.
I could kiss you right now.
Yeah. The Viper is probably my favorite domestic car of all time.
I respect that.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing else that competes. I drove one. A good friend of mine, he shout out to Texas Tire in Dallas, Texas. Hanny, he owns a Calvo Viper. And he's like, take it for a couple weeks, enjoy it. I'm like, okay. I'm in Dallas for a couple weeks. She'd let me have his twin turbo Viper, manual 6-speed, 1300 X kit, makes like 1,400 horsepower.
That's not a car that everyone just goes.
So fun to drive.
You got to know how to fucking wheel that.
No
beast.
traction, but fun.
Yeah.
You know?
So it makes it fun, no?
I guess Dallas is a different beast too. Yeah.
Yeah, Dallas has fast stuff.
Not a lot of walls, a lot of straight roads.
A lot of straight roads and medians. So if something would happen to you, you'd be good. You'll figure it out.
Until you're up on the
Yeah.
the highway change.
Exactly.
And you're 100 floors off the ground for no reason.
But when you talk about going fast, it's hard to beat the all-wheel drive capabilities of the Huracan and the GTR. Like those are the top dogs.
So that makes it the basis of
In roll racing, I would say. Yeah.
having that setup.
Yeah.
That's the least you got to start there. If you're gonna build something crazy, start there.
Yep.
What comes next? What's the important aspects? Go ahead. You want
No,
to
no, no. Keep going.
What comes next after the all-wheel drive setup? What do you think? I'm talking in terms of modifications, importance. What's the next thing?
I mean, motor, all-wheel drive motor. Like I mean, the GTR. It's crazy because you see a lot of people online talking bash at GTRs. I think there was this one guy. I don't know his name.
It's not even worth knowing.
He's some he's a big influencer. This is very stupid of me not to know his name, but I've seen his face many times. But he's a technological guy on social. He does like reviews on phones and like electronics.
Okay.
And he did I think he also does cars. He's a big influencer, massive. I saw his page. I think he has over 10 million followers.
Marquise Brownlee.
Is that him?
He does like he does
Yeah.
technology,
Well,
iPhones.
Yeah,
and
he did a
stuff.
podcast not too long ago, and I was like, this guy doesn't know shit about cars. That's what I
Right.
thought in my immediate mind when he told me, well, GTRs aren't fast on the track. I'm like, and then you do your research and you look up what the history of the GTR is. Did you know in Australia in the early 1990s, the early 1990s, the GTR was the reason the racing changed because they banned the car because it was too fucking fast.
In the 90s.
In the early 90s, because the GTR, when it came to Australia, they had the Holdens versus Ford, and they would do the racing, the tracks, circuit racing. And GTRs came along, and they started dominating so bad to where they y'all gotta,
Yeah, they're like,
you gotta figure something else out.
It's not the place for you.
Go make your own class.
The GTR is a very fast car, and
During that time, too.
during that time,
Yeah,
the
shit was different back then,
RB26
too,
was dominant. All-wheel drive, the car was unreal,
Ahead of its time.
way ahead of its time. It was,
ahead of
and even in 2009. Well, actually, I say that 2007 when the GTR came out. It came to America in 2009, but it was released in 2007 in Japan. The R35 was ahead of its time. If you go back to even Top Gun, not Top Gun, Top Gear. I'm sorry.
Gear.
If you go back to Top Gear, Top Gun. I'm thinking about
Shout out
Maverick,
Richard Hammond
Tom
and Hay.
Cruise. If you go back to Top Gear
Jeremy
and
Clarkson.
you look whenever the GTR came out, that car was on another level. It was fast. It was on the Nürburgring. It was beating
Because
everything.
what was competing with it at that time? The fucking Audi R8 was coming out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now
This
you-
is back in the day, bro. This is
2008 is when the Audi R8 came out.
Is it
Okay.
not?
Well,
Yeah,
I know
those are
for a
tripping.
fact, was it rear-wheel drive? I think it was rear-wheel drive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't all-wheel
Yeah,
drive
they had
yet.
popped out the
V8.
all-wheel drive version.
V8 rear wheel
Which
drive
is-
at the time. No,
just-
it was all wheel drive
Was it?
only.
Okay.
Quattro.
Okay. Just to let you guys know, the R8 and Huracan, same car. Just to let you guys know. Just in case you didn't know.
Let's just get that out the way right now.
Get that out the way. I think the R8 actually is potentially a better pick if you want to go fast because it is cheaper.
Okay.
More money for
And
mods.
More money for mods. That's it. Same motor, same all-wheel drive setup.
It's true.
I think it has a little bit bigger wheel space. I think it does. Other than that, save money, go fast.
So then why buy a Lambo?
But people want a Lamborghini. You want to look good.
It's true.
I like an Audi.
You
I
want
do
to
wanna
have a
look
YSL
good.
man purse. I get it.
You have a man purse.
Can we even call that? That's more like a man's sleeve.
Man sleeve, yes, a man sleeve.
Oh, ain't no motherfucking
Um,
sleeve.
But then we go back again to me talking last year and talking about shit about Hellcats and Demons and Trackhawks. Well, unfortunately, they're just all heavy.
They're too heavy.
Too heavy. It's weight. It's power to weight.
Mm-hmm.
And I stand on this now. Even now, I'm more firm compared to my old setup to the new setup I have. There will be no Demon, Trackhawk, or Hellcat competing with my car in roll racing. I don't dig race my car, so I can't speak for that. But I promise you one thing: if I was to talk shit about GTRs, like our shop car alone, Kimbo, a Hellcat's not touching that. And it's a GTR. So
That's
race
that
that
level,
if you want to
yeah.
race from a dig. If you want to race from a roll, it won't happen because, like I said, first and second round of now Texas 2K is actually helping, other people out. They have different classes now, lower classes. They even have our own heavyweight class
We're
now
doing
for all the
participation
Hellcats
trophies
and stuff.
shit now. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
They have their own
Heavyweights.
classes because don't get me wrong, I respect the Hellcat. It's
Yeah.
cool. It's badass. Everybody likes it. Cool, but it's slow. I'm sorry to say this, and I will continue to say this. I think
Is it cool though?
a lot of people think it's cool.
It's a barrier to entry.
I think you were about to say.
Hmm?
Sorry.
It's entry. It's entry, but there was the first Hellcat to hit sixes. I think not too long ago. I saw the video. I know the guy was. We probably have talked, and if I don't say his name, I'm probably an asshole. But I know for a fact. God, was it
You've already
slow?
done a great job because you meet so many people.
Yeah. You
Shit.
shouted out like 75 people already.
Yeah, I know, bro. I meet so many people, but the Hellcat guys, they're all cool. When they see me, they just laugh.
They already know. Bro.
They already know what's up.
They already
Yeah.
know.
But they're funny. We all engage on each other, talk shit to each other.
It's the internet.
Yeah, it's the internet.
But it's a communal thing. It's,
Yeah,
it's
a
different.
cute-
In the supercar world, everyone fucking hates each other because of the monikers.
Right.
I did
oh,
it-
I know
makes
it's
sense.
weird.
I did a
stupid.
demonstration. Yes, roll racing is a different level. A rear-wheel drive car versus an all-wheel drive car. Who do you think is going to win? Anyway, so I did talk shit, and I end up, shout out to Demonology, my buddy Demonology, who actually raced me with his, I would say, over 1,700 horsepower Ghost, which is a fully built motor, big blower, 3.8 blower, nitrous out the wazoo, stripped car. We did a roll race. Shout out to him. I gapped the shit out of it.
That his car is not his car anymore.
It was
that's completely built.
car's fast.
That's
Now
not his car.
he did a twin turbo setup. I love him. He's a great guy. Shout out to him. If he wants to rematch, race me again, it will be the same outcome.
You said he did a twin turbo setup.
Yeah, he did
on
twin
the
turbo
same
setup.
car.
Yeah, same car. He got rid of the blower. I think he still used the nitrous, but he went with a twin turbo setup.
So
on
people
the
never run both.
a twin charge setup. I mean, for me, like, I'm not in that realm.
Yeah.
I've seen some people attempt it. I think it's maybe longevity or maybe like
Yeah, I don't know if the motor can hold.
I don't think it'll.
That
I don't
that
think-
platform just seems, if you're gonna do it.
Yeah,
That's the one
I've
to
seen
do
a
it.
lot of Trackhawks do that too. They'll do the twin turbo and the blower. And do
So there's a
like-
couple
That's a
Volvos
lot.
with both.
It's a lot
Yeah,
of boost.
but
My biggest thing is the thing that kills me is you're throwing around setups.
Yeah.
Like it's water. I don't think the people know the amount of money it takes to build something like that,
Yeah.
and then going, we're gonna scrap this setup and we're gonna run a twin turbo.
yeah,
That's not like, okay, a couple bands and we're in the twin turbo.
no, that's
That-
just money.
That's a lot of bread.
It's a lot of money.
That's a lot
but
of bread.
people don't realize it doesn't matter what the hell you drive. You put money into it, it's gonna go fast.
Crazy fast.
Now, hear me out. I try to tell people. I said, look, this is why I stand on the GTR platform, because when you got companies like UGR losing to a V6, you know, Billy's car. Those guys have over $1 million in those Huracans.
A
Yeah.
lot. Yeah, about to say those fucking setups are
That's
no
not a joke. I'm not lying.
No.
Now, don't get me wrong. Billy, if I'm not mistaken, Billy's car is one of one. That car makes over 3,000 horsepower. That car, I think he has over $500,000 in it himself.
That's disgusting. That's
But when you say the price difference, like I've seen some of the UGR, I've personally talked to some of the UGR guys, and some of these guys have $1 million in these cars
it's a lot.
to try to go fucking stupid fast. When I kid you not,
In less than 3 seconds. Like there's $1 million line for
Yeah.
a less than 3 second time.
this is where the GTR stands out.
And you can go faster for half,
Not even quarter.
quarter.
I think with my setup with the car, you could do, let's hypothetically say 200. Let's say
Let's
200.
build it out. Let's build it
Let's
out.
say $225,000.
All in.
All in.
Hypothetically.
You to be as fast as my GTR is, you're going to spend 600,000 plus on a Huracan. On a Huracan.
Okay.
You know,
'Cause you're gonna spend
nowadays prices are starting to drop. Maybe I would say to build a Huracan as fast as my GTR, you're gonna buy the car, which is how much is the market right now?
Okay. On an Evo, standard ass Evo.
Yeah. What do
No,
they usually do?
all-wheel
that-
drive. It's got to be an all-wheel drive Huracan.
Yeah, but the pre-refresh.
I would say any
the
Huracan right now,
post-refresh.
180 minimum.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah, yeah.
220 is probably realistic.
Are they
Yeah,
really
yeah.
right now?
For an all-wheel drive one specifically, yeah.
Yeah.
Easy
So
200,
you're spending
220.
200. Let's on the blessed day where some guy finds a Huracan for
200K.
200K. He's got to put 300K in there to try to beat my GTR.
Does it matter
Try.
if you're buying one with 30,000 miles on it
No.
to then build out? Doesn't matter.
Why? No, because
Okay.
you got to build the motor.
Just making
All
sure.
that shit is not Huracan
yeah.
internals.
Yeah.
That
I'm
shit's
just,
all-
But
I'm just
I
making
will
sure.
tell you one thing about Huracans. My hat goes off to them because stock motor Huracans just go to Shep, clutches. I think just with clutches and the second gear, dropping gear, I think the stock motor, they're now doing like 1,500 wheel on them. Yeah.
On Huracans?
And they're lasting
Are you
pretty.
sure about this?
I'm pretty sure.
Bro, we just had a guest on that was talking about the Huracan being fucking disgustingly slow.
Yes.
Even
No,
when he dynoed
but
it.
he's still talking about modded.
Oh,
I'm
you're
talking
talking
about
okay,
twin
got it.
turbo.
yeah,
I'm talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
You're saying without
Without upgrading
doing all
internals and
billet
everything like
stuff.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, got it,
No,
got
I'm
it.
talking about
Okay,
twin
got it.
turbo setups.
Got
I'm
it,
talking
got
about on a bigger level.
Got it.
Level. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Just before you're
I was,
having.
Yeah.
I was like,
Whoa.
what are we talking
No,
about?
I mean, stock for stock, like when you're talking about naturally aspirated, yeah,
Right.
the car's slow. I'm pretty sure, kid you not, that G80 right there that I have, the M3, can beat a stock Huracan.
100%.
Pretty
believe
sure
it,
from a
yeah,
dig. I'm
100%.
pretty sure it'd be a good race. If not, what and what?
Right.
You know, but yeah, I mean, what was he comparing the Huracan to?
Nothing. He was just
Nothing,
more so
just-
talking about. Well, he was talking about the stock dyno numbers. Is
Okay.
what he was talking about.
Okay.
And how embarrassing the stock dyno number when you actually throw on the dyno, the number that you really
Yeah,
get.
but
people
also-
don't realize how low it is.
But also it depends on the dyno.
That's
People
true,
don't
too.
realize this.
That's true.
Like a dyno jet,
They were on a,
educate
they
the
were
pe-
on a Mustang
Educate
dyno.
the people.
a Mustang
please.
dyno is a heartbreaker dyno.
Right.
It will show you lower numbers. It
Soft
will.
as hell.
It
I'm
is
soft as hell.
the dyno jet will show you more numbers, and then I personally love the hub dyno because you don't spin. It's straight to the hub. You're getting the direct power.
That's it. That is the most
shop
efficient
Houston-
way to put power
Yeah,
down.
the mainline dyno is what the shop Houston uses, and it's just to the hub, so you see what comes out of it. You know, if I showed you the numbers on my car,
Yeah.
if that car would have been on a dyno jet, it would have said like 24, 2,500 probably.
That shit's so disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it would have showed on a dyno. Like,
Pumps you up a little bit. It's
It
like,
does.
It's like
It's
looking in a mirror with
yay.
good lighting.
you know, but people don't realize there's a lot of people in the industry, in the car world, who just doing it for money. They don't give a fuck.
Bro, everything is revolved around that shit now.
Everybody, I mean, fuck. I mean, everyone's trying to make money.
So you make it
Nowadays.
read a little high.
You-
Tuners might buy that one because they're going to be like, hey, look, here's the sheet.
Yeah, but like I said, the Huracan situation. Who knows what dyno was that car on? Do you know?
True.
Mustang.
No, we don't.
If it
know
was
the
on a
Mustang.
Mustang, it's a heartbreaker dyno.
Yeah.
You know, you'll lose, I think, like 5% off top of a Mustang dyno. But there's some people who would disagree with me. But from my personal experience, the Mustangs are heartbreakers. The dyno jet reads a little more, and the hub is pretty accurate. you know.
Straight to the
Straight
titty of the motor.
Straight to the hub.
When you're modding out your car,
Mm-hmm.
are you running it only testing it dyno once everything's built out? Or are you taking the motor out and putting that on its own dyno sometimes?
No. Once it's on,
Once it's on
installed,
everything
once it's installed,
and
yeah,
everything.
we remove the front drive shaft and make
That's
it
it.
rear-wheel drive.
I remember when I was younger, my old man, when he was building his 57, I remember doing an engine dyno for the
Yeah.
first time. And seeing that, that's a fucking different experience
So,
too.
Nelson Performance, they're big domestic guys. They do the twin turbo LSs and stuff. I've seen videos
are
of their
crazy.
stuff. They're actually not far from here.
Really?
Yeah, they're in the valley.
Okay.
And you know, they do that too. They hook the motor up to. I think they
engine
went viral
dyno's
not
like
too
a
long ago because I
completely
think one of their
different
motors broke their dyno. Yeah.
The engine dyno is a whole different. You
Yeah.
stand outside the room, you
Yeah.
fucking engines in
So
the
you
room,
do
and you're watching
lose-
it go. It's a whole
So
different
the number,
experience.
no one knows the exact number. Like you
Correct.
can't get down into the nitty gritty
And whoever says they can is full of shit. So.
Yeah, but you do. There is a drivetrain loss. There's, I
Mm-hmm.
think, supposedly the hypothetically it's like 15%, 13, whatever it is. There is a drivetrain loss, which is true. But I mean, who knows the exact number? No one's gonna know the exact number. But when you get a dyno, I think from a hub dyno, you get the best reading, and that's a personal preference. But
From your experience.
from my experience, because I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
I would love, yeah, actually, I'm going to, you know what? I would love to do this. I'm going to talk to the shop Houston. This would be great. Let's take, like, hypothetically, my G80. Let's run it on all three dynos and see what it does.
And
You
just
know?
compare every
And just
single
compare.
number.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just see.
Yeah, you
Why
never
not?
know. I wouldn't do my GTR because I'd be wasting my time.
we already know.
We already know. It makes a lot of power. It's fast.
My biggest thing is, and maybe I'm walking back a little bit.
Yeah.
You said you got the car in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to now. Now you have a 2,000 horsepower monster.
No,
What the fuck happened to you that made you go from
no,
that
it was a process.
all the way?
It was a process, bro.
'Cause that shit don't
2018.
happen overnight. It doesn't.
Nah, it doesn't. People don't realize, like, oh, he just gave a bunch of money to a shop
Yeah,
and built his
no,
car. It's
bro.
not. That wasn't the process. The process was full bolts on 85. Made like 638. We made 638. I was like, cool. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I got beat by a car, and I was like, fuck this. Hey, what do we got? Well, we can go upgraded turbos. We
When,
went
when
upgrade-
you ran that boat, you were going out actively racing at this point. You were
Yes.
going to drags and everything else between.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. A lot of people
Rolls at that time, or were you doing
rolls? I
rolls?
did a couple dig races, but a lot of people in Louisiana will tell you, like, I don't have to. I know it's it's probably like 20, 30 people who knew I was out in Louisiana. I brought it to Louisiana. I was racing everybody. I was like fun, having fun, you know. But I lost the race to a single. It was a Cadillac CTSV, built motor, single 72 millimeter turbo. I was like, you know what? Screw this. I called the shop. I was like, what can we do? Well, we can do a Boost Logic 750X kit. It just basically takes the stock turbos, makes more power and keep it simplified for everybody. Not to get technical. So we dynoed the car. The car made 846 wheel horsepower with a stock front mount intercooler and cat still in the car. Sleeper. We kept the stock front mount intercooler on it just to make it look like a stock turbo car, stock wheels on it. But the car was fast.
Why leave the cats on?
I did it for California at the time.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because the car was still registered in California.
That makes sense.
The car made 840. I'm like, that's a lot of horsepower, bro. The car still had cats on it. That was a culture shock.
I'm about to say, bro.
I was running. I think the car ran a 160 to 130. That's fast.
What year is
Stock
this
wheels
now?
and tires on it.
What year is this now?
This is 2018, all 2019. I would say there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I called the shop in 2020, early 2020, and I broke the transmission. Actually, I did break the transmission. I upgraded the front mount intercooler because a lot of people don't know that stock GTRs fall on their face around 138 miles an hour.
They just go flat.
They just get heat soak really bad.
Yeah.
The intercoolers can't keep up. So upgrading the intercooler is a big game changer. You can just feel the difference. We did that and then ended up breaking a gear in the transmission. So shop users were like, what do you want to do? I'm like, well,
Upgrade.
let's make a little power. Let's see what we can do. What do we got to do? Well, your motor's fine. Transmission's messed up. Let's do a stock crank motor, which is just the 3.8 motor, stock crank, and built like diamond pistons, 300M rods. The stock crank is known to be able to handle up to like 1,400 horsepower. So I went with a 1300X kit from Boost Logic. Went with Shep stage 3+ or stage 4, and we made a lot of power. That car sneaky. In 2021, I made 1,700 wheel horsepower and didn't tell nobody.
On the stock wheels still?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
So
that-
at that point, I was
We
That
went
same
with,
motherfucker's
I
crazy.
went with 17s. Boost Logic did a collab with Bellic. They made a wheel. It was a 17. I had a 235. I'm 235. I'm sorry, 325.
wait a second.
I'm sorry. It was a 325 rear wheel, big tire. Had an M&H on the back, and if you go back and look at the Texas 2K meet,
325s are even not crazy big.
There's a
I
whole-
I would expect it to be. You have a bigger on that.
the
setup, but-
Revuelto comes stock.
well, now it has a
345.
345-ish. It's a 13-inch tire in the back. Now it's a 15.
Yeah.
I think what is it now? I think it's considered. I have the ET Street R on the back now. 325 R50 15 on the back now. But that's when you let a little air out, it measures out to almost 14 inches. Whatever. Big
wide.
tire.
She's thick. She's thick.
She thick. She got a fat ass.
She do.
But moving forward, if you look at the Texas 2K video, they did a video with me. I was street racing, making good power. I didn't turn the car all the way up until there was a red GTR that showed up, and he was lying. He was lying about his power, and I knew he was. I knew he was lying about his power because I made a call off camera. I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, that car's making 1,600 for sure. I was like,
What was he saying he was making?
Huh?
What was he saying he was making?
He was saying it was making like 14, 13.
okay.
I was like, yeah. My buddy said, turn that shit all the way up. I called my boy at the shop Houston. He's like, yeah, that's a guy named Ted or whatever. He's like, yeah, turn that thing up and gap the shit out of him. And I gapped the shit out of him. And he wasn't happy. He sold the car shortly after that.
as you would. Everything else. But
But then it came to the point where the car was making a lot of power for a long time. I enjoyed it. And I made the dumbest mistake of my life when Precision Turbos hit me up. Shout out to Reggie. Hi, Reggie.
what's up, Reg?
Shout out to Precision Motorsports.
What was the dumbest mistake of your life?
Precision,
Meeting me was the first one, but I think this
Meeting Reggie at Precision was the dumbest mistake of my life because he's like, hey, let's make this car faster than what it is. And I'm like, it's already fast.
Yeah. People,
like-
people don't fucking realize
He
that.
hit me up.
1,500 horsepower. You already cracked a whole different echelon. Now it's just craziness at this point.
Well, Reggie hit me up. Biggest mistake of my life.
Still waiting to hear why.
because people don't realize, like, I did recently, did a big jump. I gained almost 800 horsepower recently. The car was already sketch on the street.
That kind of fucking
Reggie,
gain
shout
at
out
the
to Reggie
level.
Precision. I'm gonna keep shouting you out, buddy. Love you, man. Yeah, he's like, yeah, we got these next gens. Just came out. We got to get them on the car. And I talked to the shop. He's like, yeah, let's just do it. Let's just sell my turbo kit and do it. You sure you want to go that route? Like, they even told me, you shouldn't do that.
there's
The
no
car
going
is
back.
working right now. It's fast. Let's
no
enjoy
going
it. I was like, no. Precision wants to, help me out. Let's make it happen. And we end up throwing their big next-gen 68s on it. I'm not going to say the hot side or the cold side, but people who know, those turbos make a lot of power. And we made over 2,000 pretty easily. And that's where I made the biggest mistake of my life, because now the car is just, it's fast. I think we did one hit in the car. Sketchiest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like,
Legitimate fear.
no, that's genuine fear. It's not like, it's, I got to be on, if I would ever race somebody, like, I need some space.
Yeah,
A
you
lot.
get locked in.
Yeah, it's locked in. And a lot of people are like, oh, yeah. I respect Art. Art is fast. You see his car. It's dialed in pretty well. It just goes straight. He's also turning that car down. That car is also capable of a lot of power. People don't realize that Art is fastest car and my car are what are in the same. I think my car makes a little bit more power than his because I have some newer turbos. But if you've seen that car gap bikes he's got that car turned down. That car is not on kill. Like, people don't realize how fast GTRs
And he's still
are.
walking bikes like that, huh?
Yeah. When you put it on kill, the car, it's like trying to tame a wild horse. I'm trying to steer it, and the car just wants to go left to right.
Because there's too much at that point.
Well, also, I said this a while back. People like, oh, he's dumb. He said he doesn't know about, like, the GTR. I said GTRs are not truly all-wheel drive, from the factory, the front is an open diff limited slip. So it's actually almost three-wheel pill.
Technically.
Technically.
Yeah, technically.
So another thing that was a game changer for my car is,
I didn't realize that. You're right. Technically right.
yeah,
You're right.
it is.
Yeah.
I went with a billet front diff, posi. So now the car is actually all-wheel drive. So when you steer it, you have to steer it where you want it to go. Because if I turn left, the car wants to, it's going to go left.
Going left.
It's going to go left. But tire pressure and everything really means a lot. People don't realize how, when it's that kind of power, tire pressure is really important.
Extremely.
I'm-
What are you
no.
running?
19 in the
Really?
rear. Yeah, 19.
That's higher than I thought you would.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, from roll racing is a little different.
Okay, that's fair.
But also on map 8, it's a burnout map. So heat up the tires a little bit. It should shoot up to like 23, 24.
Instantly.
Tire pressure go up. So we'll do a burnout, check tire pressure again, lower tire pressure, and then do a hit. It's still scary, bro. Like, I'm kid you not. Like, guys, yeah, the car it's a monster. It's not streetable. It is. I mean, I can drive it on the street.
Yeah.
If I putt around, I'm enjoying it.
Technically.
Dan, you've been throwing that around too much, bro.
I can drive it on the street. I literally
Can you, though?
I can.
Can you?
I did.
Technically speaking, yes. You could turn around and make a right on the street.
Yeah.
But you
I saw a
can't drive
video.
that car on the street.
You can.
No, you cannot. You
I
can't.
did.
Yeah.
So Texas
saw it
2K,
on
Texas
video.
2K last year, Texas 2K. I actually was staying at an Airbnb 40 minutes away from the track every day. I drove it back and forth
You drove it back and forth?
every day.
What part of Houston is this?
This is Dallas, because
this is
Dallas,
Dallas.
now it's in Dallas.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Where were you staying?
Oh my God, I was 40 minutes away from wherever the track was
in the
in
middle
Ennis.
of fucking nowhere. That's
me and my
that's why
boy-
you could drive in 40 minutes. To the
So
fucking
me and my boy,
Where's the
Tukes
drag strip? Texas Motor Speedway?
Ennis Speedway. Yeah, it's in Ennis.
Ennis.
So me and Tukes, he does Street Alpha podcast. We were staying at Airbnb together, and I was literally driving the car back and forth 40 minutes a day for the whole week.
That's disgusting.
I put over 1,000 miles on the car
That's fucking
driving
wild.
back and forth. I didn't have no
Car
problems.
built like that is not supposed to do 1,000 miles.
Well, it did.
That's what I'm saying. It's wild.
And I
But
had no
people,
problems.
People don't realize what you're saying. Like, people don't grasp that.
Yeah.
It's not made to do that.
It's not made. I mean,
It's not supposed. It's not supposed to. It's not
What?
supposed, the
It
fact
does.
that it did that is kind of
It'll do it,
impressive.
you know?
it's very impressive.
I would say.
But there's a lot of cars out there that do stuff like that. You have the rallies. What is it? Sick Week? What is it right now? That the rally right now, Where like I think Brett's on it. Brett has the Snot Rocket, the green Mustang that just ran fucking a 6.0 in the quarter.
There's a fucking crazy amount of rides going on right now.
Shout out to Brett. That car is unreal. That car is stupid fast. That's probably one of the fastest. Like, it's not a street car, but
He ran low sixes.
He ran a 6.0.
He ran a 6.0.
Yeah.
So,
That it's not Rocket. It's probably the fastest Mustang in the world. I would
6.0
say.
and a 5.0.
Yeah, it is a 5.0. It's a stupid fast Coyote that I think it's a cut car. Front half cut, pro mod-ish, whatever you want to call it. But that's also where people start to argue about what's a street car. Me personally, I think a car with headlights, taillights, AC, and is a unibody car, which is not cut. It's not a pro mod cut like where the front's cut, it's tubular.
not extended, nothing like that.
Nothing. I think that is a street car. As long as it has unibody, I think I would
Does
say
it have to have AC,
I would say
though?
roll up windows. At least roll up
Low-key.
windows.
Okay.
Even if it's a manual, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
When you got plexiglass, bro, come on, it's not a street car.
That's true.
It's not a street car. You can, if you got to go that way, but
Your definition of street car is on the.
Well, I mean, that's
the
not
board
like
right
that's
there.
not even actually technically street legal, though, right?
I mean, yeah,
Plexiglass windows?
plexiglass is legal.
It
Yeah,
is?
It is. I mean, so hypothetically, yes, that could be street legal, but when you're going all out like that, so shout out to the Honda boys. Let's talk about the Hondas.
Hondas.
Hondas are fast.
Yeah.
They're very fast.
Don't start.
They're very fast, but you got to put
Which
people,
Hondas?
the
None.
EGs. I
None.
like the EGs.
Not a single fucking one. Not a single fucking
Relax.
Honda Civic Type R.
Relax. EGs are very fast. A lot of the guys in the EG.
one. What is
EKs too.
fast? What are we defining
Bro, these
as
cars are
fast?
running low 7s, high 6s. A lot of these Hondas are even the front wheel drive ones. Most of them, I don't.
So you're speaking a different language.
Different language. Okay, so
EG.
EG is like the early 90 Hondas.
Okay.
Late 90, early 2000 EK. So those two different hyper Hondas. All those guys who are all-wheel drive, those are running like low 7s or like a possible high 6. They have over $100,000 in those Hondas. All of them.
Which is fucking wild.
Sound
on those
investment.
cars.
It's an investment. You can make anything fucking fast.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honda boys, don't try to catch me on the street from a roll. It won't happen. Anyway.
What about these
respectfully.
F-150s?
F-150s are fast, but no, not them either.
I don't
Not
know,
to
man.
steer away from the Hondas.
Trucks,
Keep drilling
trucks
down
are
these
cool.
Hondas.
Trucks are cool.
Yeah.
But they need to stick to what they're good at, is hooking up to a trailer and towing my car to the track. That's what they're good at. Because no, the F-150s are fast. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there is a couple F-150s out there that are built in Houston, and they're all cut up, like super cut up, like pro mod,
Ridiculous.
like type cut up. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a truck no more. It's just a little race shit.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
But trucks are fast. I love them. I would want one day.
Seems like it'd be fun.
Fun. I would love to
To
trailer
go
my
really
GTR
fast
in
in a
one.
truck. Yeah.
It'd be sick. Twin turbo, F-150, trailing my GTR to the track.
That'd be pretty sick.
Gangster.
That'd be a sick ass picture.
It'd be sick.
You race them both.
Yeah. Which one you want to race? But
Beat them in both.
beat him in both. But man, I mean, for me, I have all respect to all car owners. Even if someone, you got to realize, like, bro, I was that kid once. I had no money. I mean, I was saving up every month trying to get a turbo or finding the cheapest shit I could online. Like back in, when I was a kid, I was 16, 17. I can remember my dad helping me when I got my 240. My first car was a 240 SX. I got it when I was 18. It was for my 18th birthday.
That's your first car.
We got it. It was my first car. Immediately, I drove it. Clutch blew out. I was like, fuck. Then I was online like, y'all want an SR20. SR20's the Japanese version, like motor was supposed to be in there. And they were cheap back then. It was like $1,800 or something like that. But that's still a lot of money.
Back then.
I'm working like, I was cutting grass. I had a job. I was only making like $300 a week.
You said you're how old this age? Or how old this time?
18, 19, 19.
So it was like 1980, 1982?
You're funny. Not that old. No, late 2000s, bro. Late 2000s.
In Baton Rouge?
I'm just fucking with you.
In Louisiana, yeah. Mm-hmm. Did my first SR swap. Did it all myself. My dad helped me.
Did it yourself?
Yeah.
That's fucking
my dad,
awesome.
me and my dad didn't know shit about them. Just did it.
That's fucking awesome.
Had to look up. Had to call. Make some calls.
Right.
What do I need to do? What injectors? Like
That's the fun experience of doing shit, though.
it's fun.
That's the fun experience.
But it was a process. That car, I'll never forget. But I got really good at building SRs because I was building them for my friends, my other homies. Everyone was doing SR swaps. And then I ended up getting a small little job for, I would say, a year and a half of building SRs at a shop in Houston called SGP Racing a long time ago. And I'd go back and forth between there and Louisiana. I would do that drive to Houston. It was a 3-hour drive, round trip 6 hours. But I would build SRs and work on 4G63s. All my friends had like the Hondas, the Evos, the Nissans, the Supras. All my friends had those cars. So back then, we were all working on those cars together.
Right.
So I grasped, from everything back then. Because, back then, it was like there was almost so much you could do to it.
A lot of variety.
Yeah, I put a fucking...
Because Evos were fast back
I
then,
put
too.
a Cummins... Back then, whole set turbos were on Cummins. I don't know if they still are or not. But they had something on it, and I put that on my SR20. It was a diesel turbo.
You're cracked out, bro.
I was putting 35 pounds of boost.
That sounds like Baton Rouge.
The car made over 570 horsepower.
Sounds like Shreveport. Is what that sounds like.
That's wretched. That's wretched. But the car made over 570 horsepower in 2012
That's fucking crazy.
in a 2,600 pound car. That car was skating.
Disgusting.
I remember distinctly back then, me and my buddies Gixxer 1000 were like side. Back then. Like, not a joke. Shout out to Mikey. I remember you, buddy. My dog. Literally. Gixxer 1000 in 2012, side by side. Like a car. Keeping up with a Gixxer back then.
It's pretty fucking crazy.
It's wild.
That you built.
Yeah, I built.
It's fucking awesome.
I still have pictures. Still have all that. I don't need to post that. I don't need to prove nothing to nobody. I know what I did. But I'm a JDM guy at heart. Now, when you start talking about domestics, Euros, and now I'm a new owner to a Euro, my G80. I love the car. It's a great car. I'm educating myself. I'm like literally like, I think once every other day, I'll look up something online, like, or ask ChatGPT about it. ChatGPT will tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah, you don't
Literally,
Google no more.
yeah.
Literally, you can look. ChatGPT will tell you like what rods are in a fucking
Yeah.
2006 Honda.
You don't
Like
gotta scroll 3 links.
don't.
And
You
then
ask
scroll
questions.
and find the answer.
Now ChatGPT is so educated, you can ask a question and it finds the direct internet. So now I'm looking and I'm talking to ChatGPT every night. The S58, like what's different between that and the B58, or what, like I'm learning the stability of the car. Like what can I do, what can't I do, on a stock motor, stock tranny.
So is there I feel like there's a build coming somewhere.
Nah.
So I can sense
That
the
car
vibe.
is. I have so much fun driving that car.
You
I don't
hang
want
out
to
in
ruin
Glendale
it.
too much.
I don't want to ruin it.
What do you love about it?
The G80 it's like a mini GTR. Literally, that's what it is. All-wheel drive, inline six. It's like a mini R34 to me.
Like a more efficient GTR.
It's an efficient GTR.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like
a better GTR.
I like
A
it.
precision GTR.
Yeah, it's a precision GTR-ish. But
How about
like-
taking a corner? Does it feel better?
yes,
Is
it
that more
feels
confident
great.
in the corner?
It feels great, bro.
I don't know about that one. It can't feel like good taking a corner.
You talking about
Those?
you talking about compared to a GTR?
Those things are
They
pretty
can't.
nasty in the corners.
Are they though?
Yeah, they are nasty in the corners. No cap. No.
Now we're talking about something he
diddy,
doesn't
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That car
not-
is very
not out of
nasty.
my realm. So
That car specifically, like from a stock G80 to that one, I can tell the difference in the turns. We took that car to thermal also. So they have M3s there for beginners to drive and test before they go on a track with a heavily modified car or whatever. So I drove their G80 and I'm like, why is this shit so slow and boaty? Like that car right there, lowering springs, wheel spacers make a difference. Just those two modifications.
Yeah.
I could tell the difference. Like my car just was so much faster than the stock one. Simple
planted
modification.
too, probably. Planted more too.
Planted very well. But very impressed with that platform. I'm still educating myself, still new to the platform, but I'm excited to have it. It's a cool car. You port injection.
What even made you get into this? How did this happen?
It was an option that came up, and I needed it daily. I had some money. I was like, fuck it, let's get it.
That's fair.
Port injection, tune, car made 800. It's crazy.
I think it's a great choice.
Great choice. I love it.
Yeah.
Let's do
I'm
that.
A fan.
Do that, and then let's run it against my Aventador.
Aventador? Yeah. You sure about that?
I'm positive.
Okay. I mean, I already know what the front of a Aventador looks like.
Don't worry, you're gonna see the back this time. You'll get used to it though. My Aventador is not no regular Aventador.
Yeah. Heard that before. Heard that before.
It's twin turbo.
Yeah. Is it?
GTR.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You have a UGR Aventador?
you'll see it.
1.5 mil, baby.
I tell you what, we'll get on radios, 2 radios. we'll get on 2 radios, right? We'll get on 2 radios. I'll give you 10 cars in the hit versus my GTR.
What? 10 cars and the hit?
Yeah, we're like, you ready? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, go.
That's crazy confidence. 10
Bro,
cars and a hit is crazy.
I would give it twin turbo. I would love to race one. It'd be fun. It'd just be great for content.
It would be crazy.
Yeah, but I'd fly by it like it was moving. But yeah.
In all seriousness, though, my cars, I don't have that. So my hit is just crazy, just normal Aventador S, crazy tune, and then a crazy exhaust.
Enjoy it.
It's my favorite fucking thing. It is my pinnacle. Like, it's
Can
my
I be
talent.
honest with you?
Yeah.
I hate that car.
Hate
Aventador?
what? Aventador?
Just in general?
I can't stand the single clutch cars.
The Aventador?
I understand that.
Now it's cool.
It's a different purpose,
It is. You're right.
different driving experience.
Yeah.
For you look for it.
Yeah.
When I first drove it, when I first drove it
Okay.
and I had an automatic and it shifted the first time by itself, I threw up. I
Yeah.
literally just projectile on my steering wheel. And I was like, fuck. And then the more I drove it, you realize that, yeah, it's fucking sucks. It's old. It feels like a tractor, but it's a part of the experience that makes the car fun.
That car right there is, besides the Murcielago, I think is a iconic type of car. I like the Murcielago. Thought it was a great car. It was cool. H pattern Murcielago is fire.
Right.
That's gangster as shit.
Right.
But when I drove the Aventador, I was like, I don't know. For me, I was like, it is in its own way. It is great. It is the last of its kind because you'll never see. There's no more single clutch Lambos
V12s like that.
Gone. So yes, in that aspect, yeah, it's an appreciable car. Like I would appreciate it if I was heavily into that. But when I drove it, I was disappointed because I also come from a different timeline.
Completely.
People don't realize when you grow up and you drive this to this to this. I didn't drive none of that, so I didn't get to experience that. But I did experience the Murcielago, and for me, I would take the Murcielago over the Aventador
I respect that.
because I drove it.
The way you're tailored to it.
And then I did drive the Aventador, and I was like, I was like, what the hell is
Did
this?
it have an exhaust on it?
Yeah, it did.
It did.
It did. It sounded great.
That
It sounds.
changes everything. Yeah,
Now the sound. We're not talking about sound. Sound's a totally different experience.
Sure.
Sounds
That's all
like-
part of the experience, right?
Yeah.
Driving it.
But I will be honest with you, a straight pipe LFA sounds better.
Get the fuck out.
You haven't heard one.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
get
That
the
I have heard
fuck
one.
out of here.
Have you ever heard a straight pipe LFA?
Like in person?
Yes.
No.
Fucking unreal.
Actually?
Yes.
Like Yamaha really did their thing?
Yes.
I'm
That
sorry.
exhaust on that car doesn't make any sense, but there's a couple guys who have some custom exhausts.
What
It's-
exactly does it sound like?
It just sounds like a fucking old Formula One car.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that's all I've heard is just the overhypeness about the LFA.
Yeah, it is an overhyped car. But the sound, when I say sound, I personally, but my friend did have like, he's got money.
Yeah.
They made an exhaust for that car. Straight pipe. He wanted to, it sounds like Formula, like, you remember Formula One? It doesn't sound the same as it did 10 years ago.
Right.
You don't hear that anymore. It's totally different.
Correct.
And like it sounds like an old Formula One car. If you
That's
go
fucking
like,
sick.
if you look at the early 2000s Formula One, that's what it sounds like.
That's fucking sick.
It's sick. It's pretty nasty. But
Is that the best sounding car in your opinion then?
naturally aspirated, yes.
Okay, non-natural.
Yeah, just that
What
makes
is
a difference.
What is Danrue's
There's
best
categories
sounding
here.
car?
Best
Yeah.
sounding car. Fuck. I would say, godly man, probably like a huge stroked RB or 2J. God, you got to hear it,
You
bro.
love that
It
shit.
sounds
You
so
don't even
good.
hear that. You feel that.
Yeah.
It's in here. It's in
Yeah,
everywhere.
and I love my VR. The V6, don't get me wrong. I'll show you guys on camera. Like, I love the way the VR built sounds with a full exhaust, with a full, like, Magnum Boost Logic, 4.5 inch, 5 inch, all the way to the back. Sounds unreal. Sounds like nothing you've ever heard before. But there's something about a big power RB, just sounds different. It reminds me of, like, Japan. Like,
Yeah.
but
OG
in
shit.
Japan, people don't realize this. When you go to Japan, they don't do what we do their Skylines.
No, bro, we're cracked out, bro. What?
Something's wrong with us.
Yeah, we got
Us in Australia.
We're fucked up.
They literally do not heavily modify their GTRs like us. No,
They heavily modify their
Because
Lambos.
there's no need.
Not really.
No, they don't modify
Really?
shit.
No,
There's no
bro.
need.
there's no need.
Where's the place that does all the insane kits on the Lambos and puts lights all over them and stuff? Isn't that Japan? No,
You thinking about Liberty World?
no.
I think I know what you're talking about. There's a shop that does shit like
Not
that.
a shop, like just cars.
Why are you yelling at me?
Yeah, why are you yelling at
You're
me?
yelling at me.
Look, all I know is I went to Japan, and out of respect, like I talked to some, they're not big into the heavily like trying to go 2,000 horsepower, and they're not.
Yeah.
It's more of like critiquing the it's
It's a more efficient modification.
for them, definitely, and you got to appreciate it because everyone has their own taste.
I also think it's our, like, for example, you racing somebody, losing, and then being like, I feel like that over there, that culture, it's not like that.
No,
They could lose somebody and have an appreciation for that car and the way it's built, and not feel the need to be like, all right, let's turn the crack power down.
Exactly.
It's just the way that American culture is compared to their culture.
We're just trying to go fast.
We're just trying to go fast as
We don't
fuck,
give a fuck.
and be faster than everybody else.
Faster.
Yeah,
Yep.
Always
That's it.
faster.
Always.
I understand that completely.
Yep.
I've never been, but I want to go really badly. He's taking a trip out there pretty soon. Which
Yeah,
will be
April.
fucking sick.
Beautiful
as fuck.
place.
Is there anywhere to go specifically where you can see some cool car shit? Like, where are the car spots?
So I think they're mostly underground. You need a. There's some people I can try to like link you up with, and they can show you. But it's pretty underground. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Sick as fuck, huh?
I bet my wife would love to go.
Yeah.
You bet your ass.
It's
you
all
would.
super
JDMs.
into it.
It's all JDMs, and
Yeah,
I
sick
love
as
it.
fuck.
Like I'm a JDM guy, so like yeah, I love
For
it.
sure.
As dumb as it sounds, is it straight out of Tokyo Drift vibes or no?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, like
kinda,
actually, yeah?
kinda, yeah.
Modern.
Legit.
Without all the girls, some girls, but not. Yeah, it's
Some
not.
girls.
It's not. I don't know if you know how be Tokyo. It's not like that. No.
So what's
Trust me.
like the pinnacle of JDM for you?
That's
Like-
a loaded question.
That's the pinnacle. Like
He got kind of chubbed up. when
kind
he
of
asked me
elaborate for just saying the pinnacle. What's the?
Just like what's the grail?
The iconic car. Don't get into motors. Anything like the iconic.
Yeah. Not
car.
Not like this is what I can go and make the fastest thing of. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this is what
Think
I
like a
would.
normal
me,
human being.
This is
for
what
2
I put in
seconds.
my showroom on the spinning little
me-
thing in the middle.
Everyone's like, the R34 is like the car, right? That is the car. And the Supra. Those two cars are like the iconic JDM cars.
No NSX love.
I love the NSX, but when you come and you think about like a fast aspect, NSX is not keeping up with a Supra or a Skyline. It's not happening. They're fast. They have some big power ones out there too that I've seen. But yeah, for me, if you were to put those three, that would be the pinnacle. Like the NSX, the Supra, and the Skyline. Believe it or not, my personal two favorite JDMs is an S15 Silvia and an R32 Skyline.
R32, really?
Yeah, because it was the pinnacle. It was the opening to the RB26.
Okay.
It was the first car with the RB26 in it, and it changed the world of the GTR as we know it. So, yeah,
So fair
it was the car who also went to Australia and got banned because it was fast as shit, beating the Holden and the Fords in the racing over there. So
that changed Australia's fucking course.
it did.
It's interesting to me. Like JDM, I feel like you have almost a split of fast straight or fast track.
Yep.
Which I mean, you could probably say is everywhere, but
Yep.
there it's like especially what.
I don't think so. I don't think that's everywhere.
Right. I don't necessarily say it's everywhere, but they're really split. Like Supra GTR feels like fast straight, where NSX feels more like take it to the track. S2000 going more curves than straight line. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Stuff like that.
You haven't seen one with a 2J in it. I have.
They rip or
Wheelie.
what?
Wheelie.
Like literally off.
Like 2-3 gears. It's crazy.
Veilside RX-7.
Yeah.
Shout out to Han.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
bring that fucking GTR out here, man. I want to see that shit.
Yeah, we will.
Bring
We
that
after
fucking
Texas
car out
2K.
I can't wait.
Give me a little time. We'll try to bring it out here.
I can't wait.
I wanna have it out here, and I wanna do some meets with it. Be gangster. Just people want to see the car.
Bro, 100%.
Just want to see it.
Yeah, bro. When you get it out here, bro, we'll throw meat and we'll fucking go crazy with it. Because I
Yep.
know, because I think part of what it is too, and like we haven't even talked about this, like you aside from the car world. Because like in 2018, and because one of the big things we were talking about earlier, like the money that it takes to dump into these cars, what were you doing that even fueled your whole run from 2018 to now?
Just social media, bro. That's what I do. I've always done it.
How did you get started?
Vine.
Fine. Back in the day. Holy
Fine.
shit.
6 seconds.
6 to 7 seconds is all we had.
7.
That's all we had.
Then 15.
That's what I told her. That's all we got. We gotta
That's
hurry
all
up.
we got.
Gotta hurry up. I don't have time. 7 seconds is all you need, all I need, and then I'm out of here. On to the next. No,
You got to be entertaining in 7 seconds. It's quite the challenge.
yeah, it's very challenging. I've always done. I started out as dancing and then doing comedy and dancing with my friend Nick Knack. We blew up on social media in 2017, and we're probably at the pinnacle of social media like that for 2 to 3 years, all the way to 2020. Where I kind of started doing my own thing, but we're still friends to this day. But 2020 is where I made a lot of money, and that was the year I built the car. And I was like, let's build this GTR.
Right. Because you finally had everything you needed to fuel your.
I wanted to make a fast car.
Right.
I was like, fuck it, I want to make a fast car. I did it for my dad too, and I wanted to go fast. My dad always wanted to go fast. So I'm like, yeah, here we are.
Let's fucking run it up.
And you're going fast.
The car is fast as shit, bro. That car is.
What do you go from here though? Like,
nothing.
That's like
It's
there's
done.
nowhere to go
There's nowhere to go. Now it's just build a couple cool cars that
on the side.
make maybe like 700 horsepower, maybe. The
Some normal
G80,
shit.
I even told him I'm not worried about power in that car. I just like it. You need to do like a front bumper, some wheels, make it look cool. Do like maybe
Andrew kit,
700 plus. That's it, a little bit.
That's all you need.
What else would you like to build out?
My dad's 240 S13. It just, people don't realize, like I've been talking about it a little bit, but it costs money.
Yeah.
Bro.
To do what I want to do, that car's gonna cost me $100,000.
Easy.
It's gonna cost me $100,000.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I mean, look, bro, I make good money, but I'm not fucking stupid, filthy rich like some of these guys who have 7 Koenigsegg. Sorry. Some of these guys in the comments be like, yeah, why don't you go buy you a Bugatti? What? You realize how much that is a month?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like, what?
That's 50, 60 a month. Easy.
Easy.
No,
I'm sorry. I don't have that type of bread. It's
I
just,
feel you.
I make good money, but damn, motherfucker.
Right.
I'm not trying to give away the arm, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I give away
Shit.
more than that, but trust me, I feel you.
Yeah, so people don't understand. Like, I'm a simple guy. I come from nothing. I grew up in the car world, starting with my 240, which was completely stock, my first car, to going with my dad, looking online, ordering a fucking SR20 from over Japan, to installing it, doing the swap, looking at everything to do, making it happen, to building SRs, to going. I think I went 8 years without fucking with cars after my dad passed. I just didn't want to be around it.
Nothing. It's a long fucking time.
And life changes you when you lose somebody. People don't realize that. Even these past 2 years, since my father figure died, it's been rough. Mentally, I didn't want to do social media. I lost a lot of brand deals because I wasn't posting. I wasn't being active on social media. When people see me, they're like, well, where you been? Like,
Right.
I stayed in the house for almost 183 days straight the first year.
bro.
Didn't want to leave. My mental was not right. I can't be happy Dan if I'm not happy.
No, bro, you can't
So-
project down the world.
So when you intertwine that into the car world, like my dad was a car guy, so growing up with him and being in the car world, like I love it, and people are going to hate on me and say this and that about me, but I don't give a shit, bro. I don't care. I don't be in the comments trying to argue with people.
No, it's the best
Every
way to
now and
be.
then I'll flame somebody for calling, like saying
Yeah.
something. I'll be like, you're stupid. You sound like you drive a
Or you're
moped.
comment on one of our things. He always just sends a little laughing emoji.
Yeah.
No matter what I say.
Yeah, like a little comment.
Little
Some
loud
guy
emojis.
says something dumb as shit. And I'm like, you sound like you drive a Mopar. Like, no, I'm just kidding. But, that's like,
Right.
I'm shooting shots because
Yeah.
that's what this is. We shoot shots at each other.
100%.
Grown men will shoot shots at each other jokingly and not give a fuck. That's a grown man.
Children.
If someone gets mad,
Child.
you're a child.
Easily.
You're a little boy.
100%.
Relax.
Well, I saw someone in the comment section post a 1-star review from Yelp on another guy's business because they were arguing back and forth, calling each other names.
That's fucked.
And one went to the internet, found the dude's business, and posted one of the 1-star reviews on his business was like, "This you?" I'm like, dude, you are both grown men who own supercars. Are you guys seriously doing this on the internet?
Guys
in a
grow up,
comment
but it's just
section?
toys at that
So currently, right now, this year, I got a lot on my plate. I got a lot going. I'm going to be working with. I just was in some videos with DDE. Those are good guys. I love Damon and Dave. They're good people, man. I'm gonna pop in some stuff with them sometimes and just be like entertaining. And then also T-Pain is doing Nappy Boy Automotive.
He's doing that.
Nappy Boy Automotive. He's drifting.
Nappy
He's
Boy Radio.
I
5,
love-
4, 3,
We've been friends
2,
for years, and I'm gonna be working with them also. As far as like with content, I'm gonna do a lot of content.
What does he got going on? What exactly is Nappy Boy Automotive?
He's doing something different. Like he wants to do kind of like Donut or Speed or like DDE. He wants to do his own thing.
Okay.
I mean, I love it, you know.
Yeah.
And I want to be a part of. If anyone like, I just love being a part of like the car community in my own way.
Right.
I could pop in, have fun. I go back to doing my funny videos.
Bro, 100%.
I love cars. Like I'm not gonna, hate on. And I don't hate cars. I don't hate Hellcats. They're just slow.
Bro, at the end of the day, what's beautiful about it, bro, is the fact that you can come here, sit down with us. Our two worlds are different.
Yep.
But it's shared through love of cars.
Yep,
And it's as simple as that, bro.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I'm going to market myself a little bit better this year. I'm going to reach out. I have a bunch of companies that do want to sponsor my car. I'm not trying to have a bunch of stickers on my car. I'm not trying to be a NASCAR car.
Yeah, I know.
But there is a couple companies that I will be talking to this year about sponsoring the GTR because it helps. Like, bro, like takes a load off my financial burden.
Bro,
like,
100%.
Bro, that shit costs money.
A lot.
And if I can help a brand elevate by having a sticker on my car, it'll work.
That's right.
Especially with the marketing aspect that my car has.
What does it take to maintain a 2,400 power? What does it take to maintain a 2,400 horsepower
Just
car?
get down on your knees and pray.
Do more than just pray.
No, I mean, I change the oil every weekend.
Every weekend.
Every weekend?
Yeah. You also got to realize I do run ethanol. So, like,
Okay, that's fair.
strong
That's fair,
E98
that's fair,
or
that's fair. I forgot.
E85 plus.
I forgot. I'm sorry, guys.
So I do change my oil pretty often. The oil will turn black after like 5 hits, 4
that's
hits.
so
It'll
crazy.
turn black.
Yeah.
That's
You got to change your oil.
crazy.
Yeah.
So I do change the oil very often. Other than that, I mean, just changing the oil until you hope and pray something doesn't break. And if something breaks, then you got to fix it. Whether it's like I think at the last event I just did DTR festival, the cover for the GR6 transmission, the cover just cracked. Got to replace it, and then now you got to pull the tranny. Now you got to send it off to check, have him check it, make sure nothing's messed up, which everything was good. Thank God. Thank God. But now replace the drive shaft because that's all drivetrain. Things like that need to be changed. So we change stuff like that. But a refresh is also important. But shout out to the shop Houston. They built a really strong firing motor, firing 4.1 stroker motor. Mac did a whole season of racing. He did over 98 passes on a 21 wheel horsepower plus test passes, 98 passes before he lost compression in a cylinder. And then he just rebuilt the motor, and it was good again.
Wow.
98 clean fucking passes.
You're saying the shop Houston? Mm-hmm. Is that what it's called?
The shop Houston.
The shop Houston.
In Houston.
Okay.
They're in Houston called
They're
the shop Houston.
They're the shop.
The shop Houston.
That happens to be in Houston.
Yeah, just happens to be in Houston. They're called the shop Houston.
Okay.
But, I know for a fact that 98 passes before he lost compression over 2,100 horsepower.
That's fucking ridiculous.
You got to realize that's
Turbo
ridiculous.
S reliability right there.
that's crazy.
That's fucking ridiculous. That's a good reference right there, baby. I like that.
Yeah, Turbo S. Keep it stock. Trust me. Boxer motor. You don't know what's going to happen. Which way is it going? Turn up the boost.
We don't
no,
know.
we don't know that. We don't want to do that. We might let go. No, AIM makes very strong Porsches. AIM is always at Texas 2K. They have 1,600 plus horsepower Porsches. They're fast.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Turbo S hasn't fucking crept its way up into that shit.
It's just I think it's the boxer motor.
It's got its
bro.
limits.
It has to be, right?
It's got to have limits, bro. I think it's genuinely, I think it's just the engineering for the motor. Like this
It just can't. It just can't.
I don't think it's pulling.
Yeah, it can't.
It's pulling.
It physically can't. 'Cause that's the thing. Porsche at the normal stock level, they've built it so that it's perfectly dialed to be able to handle it. It's not
Yeah.
overpowered. It's got everything you need.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to go to the heights, it's just not built for that.
When I got on the track and I realized what the hype is about a GT3 RS, I could literally just. I'll say that again. I'll
We got
wait.
2 trains going.
Got two trains.
I'm
Yep.
crossing.
It's a wicked ass thing. Your lights are still on.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Sorry.
The G80 recharges itself. All right, here we go. Wait a minute. I don't want to.
You're good, baby.
Are we good? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
So I will say this. Once I hopped in the GT3 RS, I appreciated it more because I understood it. Yes, you're right. You know, when you modify, it has its limits. But the way it's dialed in, like it is, I could take a corner full throttle. I'm just full throttle. Like
Yeah,
just
it's different.
I'm full throttle. Literally full throttle. Like
That's what it's
in
built
it.
for.
And I'm like, oh, I understand it.
Right.
You know, I understand it now. I understand why this car is so hyped up. It was a go-kart.
Literally.
I was in a turn 100 miles an hour. Plus. I know
It
for
doesn't
a
even
fact.
feel like
And
it.
didn't feel
It
like the ass was
didn't-
going to go out. Which people don't realize on a rear mid-engine car is not what exactly that's supposed to feel like. Because
Yeah.
the science is technically working against it in a
Yeah.
sense. Which people don't realize. People think like it's a scientific marvel. But in reality, it's traditionally not what it's supposed to be. So the fact that you can do that,
Yeah.
and this is me giving kudos to Porsche, which I'd never fucking do. But it's what it is.
I'm about to say something controversial.
Do it.
Run it.
I would take a 992 GT3 RS over STO
Really?
on a track.
Okay, he said on a track, but I still don't know.
On a track.
walk back for that.
On a
Yeah,
track.
on a track.
On a track.
Let's hear the bullshit. Because now you pissed me off. So
But
let's go ahead.
tire is also very important. It's
Tire makes a huge difference.
Tire makes world of a difference.
People don't
I'm
realize
sure
that
you're
either.
familiar and heard recently. They tested the what is it? The Porsche. What is it? What's the 998?
Carrera GT
The Carrera GT
on new tires.
on new tires.
That's it.
Chopped like 13 seconds off the. Holy shit!
You know how crazy that is? 13
Tires.
fucking seconds.
Chopped 13 seconds off of track time.
Well, that also had such a reputation of being such a hard car to handle.
Yeah.
And now with new with tires today, it's not even
Technology.
really the same like it doesn't. It's not
Exactly.
even a concern anymore.
It chops off 13 seconds. You know, tire for tire though, unfortunately, like on a track, like, and I drove an STO. STOs are cool cars.
But those come
Badass.
with Pirellis.
I don't like. If you want to go fast, you can't have a rear-wheel drive car. You can't. You can. You just won't go fast.
It's a go fun car.
It's a go fun car. Now, don't get me wrong. The Viper is a badass car. Even beautiful Corvettes. Corvettes are. I actually had a C6006 for a while.
Okay.
I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, a little bit of taste left in you.
Hey, manual 6-speed. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Had a Nelson Performance built motor.
Corvettes will be the king of Texas 2K in about 2 years, though.
Not happening.
I'll tell you right now.
Okay, go ahead.
It will. When the Zora comes out, it's gonna break everything. I'm telling you right now.
Listen.
Dan. It's gonna
You ready
break.
for this?
Go ahead. It's gonna break everything. That's fine though. In 2 years, we'll run this back, and I'll sit down with you when you guys lose to the fastest Zora at that time.
Listen.
We'll run it back.
Listen, you're a great person. I can tell you're a good guy.
Thank
He's
you.
a good guy, right?
Sometimes.
He's a great guy. When the Zora comes out, they're going to need another 15 years to try to beat a GTR.
Dan,
15 years.
Dan, no,
to
they're
try.
not.
To
You didn't even
try.
say to do it. Just
6
to
months.
Try.
No, bro.
6 months.
You got to realize, like, the GTR is on another level, bro. Like, especially in roll racing. Like, even from a dig. Like, this is not going to happen, bro.
Bro, you're tripping.
No, I'm not tripping. Do you know what the GTR just, well, I'm not going to say it's not. It's official, and some people are going to come out with it this year, if I'm not mistaken. There was a motor by some Germans built for a GTR. It's considered the VR50 is what they call it. It's a 5.0-liter VR GTR motor now. The car, it's capable of 4,500 horsepower. No, I'm serious. Dead ass.
What are they going to put it on? The salt flats?
Probably. No. I mean, I think T1 ordered a couple of those motors, which I think Billy's car might get one. I don't know. Don't know. But I know for a fact that motor, if it works, which it will be in testing pretty soon, capable of 4,000 plus horsepower, That's going to be a game changer for
It's
GTR.
going to be disgusting.
Yeah, that's
But the Zora will be a really fast car, really badass car. I would like one. This is a daily. That'd be like the coolest car in the world. That car is also going to probably be $500,000.
yeah.
You think it's going to work its way out?
Yes,
that
bro.
high?
Look
Yeah,
at the demons. Look at the demons.
It's gonna be limited. It's gonna be
Look
limited.
at the 170s right now,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
They were
fair.
going for 330, 350 grand.
What do you
Bad
think it will
move.
sticker at, though?
Huh?
What do you think it will sticker at, though? Mid-twos?
No, higher than that.
three.
bro.
You think so? Sticker?
It's going to be
Probably-
300,000.
I don't know.
Look
We're
at
still
the
talking about a
sticker
Corvette.
three.
Listen,
Sticker
listen, listen.
three.
Hold on. We're still talking about a
It's
Corvette.
Zora.
It's gonna be
Zora.
limited.
Yes.
It's
The
gonna be
Zora.
limited.
Yes.
Look at the GTD. The Mustang GTD
bro, the
is
G-
how much?
All
300?
200 to 300.
all to
So
do
of
like
course,
650.
the Corvette's gonna be like, oh, we're not gonna let a Mustang overprice us. Man, we're domestic.
No, but
son.
that's the whole point,
We're
though.
gonna put it 350,000.
They like it less. They want it to be less in the GT. So they can go, look, you have
Not
all of
that
this, and you're still less.
Not that car.
But it's gonna be
Not that
it's
car.
gonna be like 1,500 horsepower out the box.
Corvette
and it's
guy.
gonna be 300 grand.
I believe you.
Non-Corvette guy.
I no.
Corvette guy.
I like Corvettes.
Non-Corvette
Listen,
guys.
listen. The Zora is gonna be a badass car when it comes out, and it's gonna be very fast. Hennessy Performance is gonna try to do something. They're gonna be dumb and fuck it up, and be slow like they always are. But no, the Zora is gonna be one of one. Like that car is gonna be. I think it's gonna be 350,000 plus with the markup. It's gonna be stupid.
It
What
will
about
be something
what
ridiculous.
about sticker?
Sticker is probably gonna. I think the Zora is gonna be $250,000 car.
That's fair.
I think so.
That's fair.
Sticker is gonna be $250,000.
That's right. I
You're,
think
you're
it
at
should-
180. You're
that's
at
what I think it
180 with
should
the ZR1.
Mm-hmm.
So up to 250.
I would say so.
I just think the capabilities that car will have is just what is going to surpass everything. Now, granted, you're talking about fucking 2JZ meets fucking German engineering, which is some crazy ass shit now. You're talking about, but now you're talking about a whole different echelon.
It's
though.
a badass car. Don't get me wrong. But of course, anyone who wants to go faster is going to throw those shitty turbos away.
Fair.
Going to put some big ass precision next gen turbos on it to try to go faster. That's
What I think is going to happen, and what kind of I guess my point is
Mm-hmm.
you talk about how much you need to do to a Huracan and to a GTR
Mm-hmm.
to get it to be competitive at Texas 2K.
yeah, it's a
The
lot.
difference is the amount of money less that it's going to take to get a Zora competitive. That's where the gap is going to be.
No, bro. I think you got it backwards. You got to think about this. How much does it cost right now? You can get a 2017 GTR for like 75 grand, a good one. A new interior GTR used, you can get them like 75,
with
80
not
grand.
a single clutch.
And well, not a single clutch. And you can put 100 grand in that car. Let's just say I'll straight up. Let's say 150 grand in the car. You're in 225, and you're making, let's say, around 2,000 horsepower.
Is that what 150 gets you?
Yeah, 150 can get you about 2,000, close to it.
That's not bad.
You're
Depending
modding
on
a GTR. You're not modding a Aventador.
yeah, Aventador.
You're not buying a $100,000 carbon body kit.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me
Don't
wrong.
talk shit on my body.
No, I'm just saying.
No.
Those numbers add up in ways that don't actually make sense because you're playing with $500,000.
If you want to go fast, I would not waste my time with an Aventador over a Huracan. I would go Huracan if I had the money.
That's fair.
Because a Huracan, you can't beat it if you put the money in it.
That's fair. My
Unfortunately-
car is a show pony. That's all that
well,
is.
it's not just that. It's just the Aventador doesn't. That V12 is not really good with boost. Even if you build it, from what I've read up on and I've seen and I've talked to a lot of people about that.
It's not meant for it.
No, it's not meant for it. But it's cool to have a twin turbo Aventador. It's
100%.
badass. Yeah,
For
it's cool. Sounds good.
Yep.
Cool. But when we're talking going fast, yeah. Yeah.
Also, what you were saying earlier about not going fast in a rear-wheel drive car
Mm-hmm.
between the STO and the 3RS. 3RS is also rear-wheel drive.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, man.
But I'm saying, like, if I was to pick a car between the two, 992 GT3 RS, I would. Just to go on a track, yeah. Because other than that, an STO is just an STO. I would keep it as a collector's because it is, if I'm not mistaken, the last naturally aspirated V10.
It is.
Yeah.
Or is it
It
the
is.
STO or the Technica is like the final?
The Technica.
Oh,
The Technica is technically the final.
Yeah.
Technically. It was
Technica
like
came
Lambo
out-
releasing
technically-
years.
My
Technically, the
homie just
Technica
got his
came-
STO.
But
like,
STO is in
came
my
out
opinion,
after the
STO is
STO.
above.
okay,
Technica.
so Technica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the
The
STO,
Technica
though,
gets overlooked a
it's the
lot.
last rear-wheel drive Huracan.
Correct.
Or like Lamborghini,
That
right?
platform, yes.
Yeah.
It is the last
The
rear-wheel
Technica
drive.
was just everything that came in the STO
Yeah.
made a little more for the street.
So it is the last naturally aspirated V10 rear-wheel drive Lamborghini, correct?
Yeah,
There we go. So,
pretty much.
and it's a track car. So, but if I was to get a track car, I would. If I really was like, I didn't care, I'd get a GT2 RS. Because that thing's nasty as
What
fuck.
about the new GT2 RS that's gonna come out?
That thing's
Really, if we're
nasty.
just talking about getting a track car,
Yeah.
I would get the BAC Mono,
Okay, I don't know what the
the
hell
Mono
that
R.
don't
It's
even know
like a
what that is.
little. It's basically like a tiny F1 car.
is. Have you seen the Expos
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
made by KTM?
No, I haven't. Seen
Badass.
Really?
Badass.
I have not seen that shit.
I sat in one. They reached out to me. Well, we talked, and they're in Vegas.
They are sick.
And I think we're gonna schedule me to drive one on a track.
Fuck yeah, that's gonna
Sick
be
as
awesome.
fuck.
You know what we haven't even said one time?
What?
I think quite literally it's crazy. Because we were talking to power to weight ratio earlier too, and I don't
Yep.
know how it was going to come up. McLaren's at all.
Oh, those. Yeah, I've seen those. I've seen those.
see.
These are like 300 grand.
What the fuck am I looking
300 grand.
Yeah, these are no joke. The BAC Mono.
at? I've never seen
Oh,
that shit
okay. Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen them.
before. It looks like some bullshit. That's
Yeah.
what it looks like.
Look at some bullshit.
It
is a track
You know
car.
what it looks like?
Okay,
You know what
that's
it looks
kinda
like? It looks like a slingshot with a rear-wheel drive, the single axle rear conversion.
all it
Those
looks
look
like.
sick, by the way. Slingshot with the rear axle conversion,
Yes,
badass.
it's super
and they
sick.
change the front end up and make it look like something else. I'm like, yeah, this is sick.
So
I
this
can
is
actually
a,
get on this.
and this is
This is
road
like
legal,
this is like I'm in Tampa.
that's
on a-
gangster.
I'm
Oh,
like
that's
I'm in Tampa. on a
street
rental.
legal.
Street legal.
Yeah,
Doesn't that
it's
look
pretty
wild?
Death trap.
Imagine rolling around like that.
Death
Imagine
trap.
going on PCH. and
That looks
thing.
like you though. Like you like.
You know
to
what my
be
dream
like
is?
cracked out.
You know what
What
my
is
dream is? I have a dream. and I'm
I
like,
do
man,
want to know what your dream is.
I'm in a GTR. I'm in my GTR. Like on this massive straight line highway in Houston, Texas, where it's like 6 lanes.
Mm-hmm.
And my dream is driving my GTR, hair in the beard and everything in the wind, just enjoying it with my beautiful lady friend. And a Koenigsegg, a Bugatti, and a Formula One car pulls up next to me, and I just gap them all. That's because it's not a dream, because it will happen in real life. If that was to ever hypothetically happen, it
You're
will.
gapping a Formula One car.
Yes, from
And
roll.
then the
Hold on,
Bugatti would
hold on,
go
hold on.
into the bay.
Let's walk this back. You're
From a
telling
roll.
me you think from a
Okay.
roll that your
Numbers.
Danrue's built GTR
Yeah.
will walk an F1 car.
Yes, from roll.
Yes, yes,
yes. Let's put this in perspective. If
That's not what F1 cars
When-
are even built for.
Can I hear speeches bullshit, please?
How about this? If I was to say I want to race a Koenigsegg to 220 miles an hour, I will gap the shit out of it. I will get there way before it. Yes. Will I beat it to 250? No, because I'm not going to go that fast in my car.
You think he's true? Because you've been in a Koenigsegg up to 220. You think he's think faster than that?
I haven't been in that car, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Bro, I know the numbers. I've seen numbers. Draggy numbers don't lie either. Draggy numbers are pretty fucking accurate.
Will you take me for a princess ride when it's out here?
Yeah.
All right, deal.
I'll sign a waiver.
Yeah, you need to sign
I
a
will.
waiver.
I'll sign a waiver.
Okay.
I'll do more than sign a waiver.
Well, yeah. We'll do a live feed. I consent.
You still have back seats?
Huh? Yeah.
I'll sit in the
Oh,
back.
you do have back seats?
I still have backseats in the GTR, I do.
I'll sit in the back.
But
It's a road car.
number, like people are like, oh,
It's safer back there anyway.
yeah. So if I was to race a Koenigsegg to 220 miles an hour, even from a dig, I would beat it. It wouldn't be a race. Mm-hmm. Facts. Bugatti, Koenigsegg, the Rimac Rivera, even like that car ran a 2.9 6130 from a dig. Like,
I'll tell you what.
yeah.
If I can set it up, you do it?
What?
Well, you just told me.
Yeah.
If I can set up your GTR versus a Koenigsegg from a dig or roll, whatever.
Yeah. Get the fastest one.
If I can
Whatever
set-
whatever
if
they
I
are.
can
Was
set it up,
the Agera?
The Gara RS. That's
Yeah.
what holds the record from 0 to 220 back to 0.
Oh yeah. My brakes don't work like that. I got a parachute.
we gotta.
Here's all you really need to know is that Koenigsegg Gara RS probably runs like a 9.0.
Yeah. I mean, it's fast.
I'm very aware.
It's fast.
And you're running
I don't know.
because you don't run from a dig. But
I don't know.
it would be faster
But
than
let's
a
just
9.0.
say, not even hypothetically, there was a Mustang that I raced. Car ran 7.6s in the quarter at 187.
Okay.
I beat it pretty bad. So, from roll,
What is pretty bad?
pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
You're just talking about
Maybe-
cars from factory versus
Heavily modified
I'm
cars.
very-
2,400
I'm very
horsepower.
aware.
These are
You're
modified
just
cars.
trying to
If
stoke
I can
the flames.
set it up,
Yeah,
would you do it?
of course.
All right.
I think there's some people who already are in the talks of doing it.
I'm gonna beat them to it. So.
Yeah, we got to find a nice little airstrip.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I need some space.
I got the right people. I know the connections.
I want to definitely make sure there's space because
Correct.
regardless of safety and everything.
I'll give you
Yeah.
all the space in the world.
You don't want to into the side of the
Anything.
Koenigsegg.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I mean, it's not going to matter anyway because I'm going to be so far ahead of it. So
He'll be able to
If
cross
anything, you
over it.
just-
He'll be
yeah,
able to
yeah,
go
yeah.
to cross lanes over it.
I'm going to be so far ahead. He's going to see me like, oh, wow, damn. If something were to
This
happen,
fucker took a detour on this thing.
damn, he's going into the desert. Wow, it's off road too.
What I was saying earlier too, I was surprised we haven't even talked about a McLaren not one time. This
I
fucking
mean, they're
episode.
slow.
Huh? Okay, maybe in your fucking crazy 2,000 horsepower world, but those
Bro,
cars are not slow.
McLarens are not even at Texas 2K for a reason. You're limited, bro, to maybe 1,300 horsepower.
What makes them limited like that then?
I mean, it's just
Because we know some people that have built some crazy fucking
Yeah,
McLarens.
I used. It's so funny. You ready for this?
I am.
Shout out to my boys DME. So I remember Texas 2K. I'll never forget it. They brought all the McLarens out. And like some of them were just heavily modified, clutches and big turbos and whatever they could do. And they all lined up to race. At the time, I think it was a sheepy car. Ugh, slow. No shout outs. I was in the far right lane. It was like McLaren, sheepy car, McLaren. All like just modified McLarens. Bro, when I tell you I walked all of them like they weren't moving, it was bad. Bad. And that was like when I was slow. But even now, McLarens, like when you go to Texas 2K, they don't compete. They don't.
Fuck,
The
that's
cars
sad.
are not, they're sick. They're cool. They fall apart. Yeah. But other than that,
They do fall
they
apart.
do fall apart.
I feel like that's like taking, trying like that comparison is like taking now a GT3 RS, the best out of the box track car,
Yeah.
and then comparing it to someone who's got a $350,000 built track car. It's gonna smoke the 3RS all day because it's an out the box track car.
Not a GT2 RS.
It'd still smoke a GT2 RS out the box.
You think so?
Out the box track car versus someone who's poured hundreds of thousands into a track car.
Yeah, I mean, someone's poured $100,000 into a track car. Are we talking this? Or are we talking straight?
This.
Yeah, then yeah.
I'm like,
I mean, a
I'm
McLaren.
talking
I've
about
never really
him
seen
talking
McLarens
about
at tracks. How do they
cars-
perform?
cars
You
that are-
spit a little bit.
cars that are built to
Still
go
loud.
fast,
Okay.
then going against your GTR.
Yeah, well,
That are-
but also you got to
that is-
remember these are other cars that built their car to go this fast, trying to compete with me. So that's also people don't understand. Like you got to realize, like some guy, I tried to look. I love the Beamer platform, but I say this right now, straight up. Like I'll look at the camera. Which camera? Look, straight up. BMWs. I own one now. G80, great platform. It doesn't matter if you put $300,000 in a G80, you won't beat my GTR. It's not going to happen. I love the cars. They're new platform. The S58's badass. But you could take $300,000 and you will not beat my GTR.
Not gonna happen.
Not happening.
Bro, that's 300 bands.
Not happening.
Not happening.
I don't even have, I only have 150 in my car.
You're only 150 in your car?
In the GTR. Yeah. If you do it one time, it's 150-ish. Let's say like maybe 165, 170. Max. Max. But I know for a fact
That's not that bad.
You could take a G80 right now and just try whatever you could. You won't beat my GTR. It's not happening.
So Texas 2K is really the GTR is the king of.
Yeah.
So what is there anything that's coming out that you think has any sort of potential?
No, it's only the Lambos would have a chance.
Yeah.
It's always back and forth, or they're close every year. But that Billy's car is that is the pinnacle GTR.
So
like
some other Huracan
unless
breakthrough
something happens, like if something were to malfunction, that is the only way Billy's car. If everything's running good, he will not lose. If something happens,
Can I ask you a dumb question?
yeah.
With the whole new, like you're talking about you need an all-wheel drive car
Yeah.
to compete like that?
Yeah, for roll racing, yeah.
With a whole new, like, hybrid setup that they're going with these things, do you think anything down the line would be able to compete?
It would maybe 10, 15 years from now, maybe something. We might see something like what's the Koenigsegg that was built recently? It's a 4-door or it's
the Gamera,
the Gamera. It's a 2,400 horsepower car.
the 4-seat.
Yeah, because it has the 800 horsepower
Electric motors
in the front, and then it has the 1,600 horsepower in the back, right? Like, that's the type of technology that'd be like, okay, yeah, then maybe, I know it will happen one day, But we're probably not gonna see that for another 10 years. I don't think so. 10.
That's fair.
I would say 10 years.
I think
GTR will run the track for the next 10 years.
Yeah, especially with that new motor that came out. I think. Yeah, we just got to figure out how to stability. The GTRs more. Maybe figure out how to lower the car. I'm sure there's going to be some subframe stuff, modifications that people might try to indulge in with the GTR. You're going to have to. The cars. That's why they don't want to run it in the half mile, bro. They're scared because that car will just lift. I mean, it's heavy. The car, his car's still heavy. I think his car still weighs like 3,600 pounds.
What is your waist?
Mine is 3750, something like that, without me in it.
Yeah, that's not light.
That's not light.
That's not light.
With me in it, I'm 170.
That's as heavy as an Aventador.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Or a
not
C8
light.
Corvette.
That's fucking crazy.
It's heavy.
I can't wait to see this thing.
With full, but mine's like I did a little weight reduction recently. I put carbon rotors on it. I did fuel tank in the back. Got rid of the stock fuel system. I did, just wheels, trunk, couple little things.
Minor shit.
Defender, hood. You know, losing all that, I lost maybe
Starlight
300 pounds.
headliner.
Starlight headliner. No, I don't have that yet. Gonna do that next. No.
That shaves 50 pounds off.
Yeah, damn, you're right.
And 50 extra horsepower.
Just start drilling holes in the fucking fenders and start drilling
And
holes.
50 extra
Look like,
women.
We're gonna call my GTR Scottish cheese. You know. But man, to be honest, like you can't. I don't see another car in roll racing touching a GTR for the next 10 years, especially with this new motor that just came out. I'm curious to see.
I'm gonna do more research. I've never heard that shit. If that's fucking really what they're gonna start doing,
Oh, I can show you a video.
It's crazy.
I'll show you. I think
Please do.
I can't think of the name of the company, but it's a legitimate thing.
That's fucking.
It's an all billet motor, all billet intake. Everything's just billet.
It has to be.
Yeah. But besides that, when you come talking about like what I don't know, whatever you think, just ask me a question and I'll just give you my honest opinion or factual answer because numbers don't lie. That's why I try to tell people. Like people, when we go back to talking about Hellcats and people are like, "Oh, yo, Danrue, he's full of shit." The first Hellcat ever just ran a high 6.9. Ever. GTR's been in the sixes since 2012. Seriously.
Yeah.
2013, 12, something like that. There's maybe 15 Hellcats in the nation in the sevens.
Might as well be in the world at that point.
Right, we have.
Yeah, I'm about to say, there ain't nothing else out there.
Probably, in the world. You might,
Australia might have some shit, but
no, I don't think that. No, but realistically,
he would know.
people don't know. It's all about numbers. Like, I think I said this on a podcast not too long ago. Our shop alone has over 40 GTRs that have been in the sevens.
That's fucking
One shot.
disgusting.
Yeah.
That's not, that's not naming T1, AMS, ETS,
The shop Houston.
Workhorse. Yeah,
Shout out.
our shop. Yeah, the
Shout
shop.
out to Shop
Houston. Shop Houston. If you guys want a fast Huracan, GTR, even Beamers, they're also working on Supras.
Shop Houston.
Shop Houston.
Made me change my
Infinity
taste
boys trying to go fast.
I've never been a JDM guy. You might make me change.
So
my
outside of
taste
JDM, what's your favorite? Can you pick a favorite supercar brand? What do they have,
Hypercar or Supercar?
Supercar. Look like Ferrari, Lambo, Porsche. If we
He's
wanna
gonna
throw
say
that in there.
Lambo because it's the closest shit to his shit box. So
No. Let's go like besides. Let's go
Ferrari.
besides Huracan, GTR. The LFA is not considered. LFA is a supercar, isn't it?
That's supercar.
fuck, that's a close one. What's the price? Are we doing price
The
tag?
LFA,
Price
the
tag is
LFA was
expensive. Half a mil.
$400,000.
Is it more? Is half a million or more?
400.
It was 400 sticker.
Yeah, supercar.
Yeah, it's just, I told you I like the Apollo, but that's a hypercar out of like mindset.
What would be like a go to dinner car for Danrue? Anything, no budget.
No budget dinner car. No budget dinner car.
Yeah, you taking like a Cullinan or a Bugatti?
Does he look like he fucked with?
I would take the Apollo.
Yeah,
You would take
exactly.
the Apollo.
Fuck yeah! It's a one-seater though, right?
No, it's
No,
two.
it's
Oh, it's two?
Yeah.
Apollo. Bro, that car's so sick, bro. I seen it in person.
This fucker's gonna go to Ruth Chris and be like, "You ready, babe? Let's go. Put your headset on, baby girl."
Yeah, right now we don't have any radio in here, so enjoy the sound of fucking pure engine.
Pure
Heavy
induction,
breathing.
baby. That's a fair.
Is there a
response.
radio in that car?
I have no clue.
That'd be
radio in
gangster
that
if it
car.
was.
There's no radio in that car.
Okay, there's no radio in the car. If there was,
It'd be
Aston Martin
pretty sick.
You've seen the Aston Martin Valkyrie?
yes, pretty cool car.
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay has one, right?
No, he has the Aston Martin. What's that called?
Oh,
Valor.
That one's cool.
That's the Valor.
That's
That's
the
some
Valor.
crazy shit.
That thing
Valor's
is
some
pretty
crazy
crazy.
The Valor's like
Some
designed
crazy
after
shit.
like the 80s car, and it's got a manual transmission in it. The
Yeah.
Valkyrie is the spaceship looking one.
You know what car I do like? The new Countach. It was pretty interesting.
That shit is sexy.
It was
I
very
love
nice.
it.
Very nice car.
They didn't talk about a ton. You don't see them that often.
Yeah.
It's just
But
an
I
the
actually haven't
refresh-
seen one in person.
It's just an
refresh is
Aventador, but
badass.
they look
Sick.
sick.
We had a podcast guest that just got one, and he's like the epitome of what you can, not the epitome of because it's not in a negative sense, but he's very much like the high dollar amount cars and stuff like that. So like he was the one that we was able to see the Countach. That shit is fucking unreal. But it's like I was saying, you don't. Not a lot of people talked about them. They had a limited release. They're expensive.
Yeah.
But those cars are fucking sick, dude.
I would definitely own a Diablo because it has Nissan 300ZX headlights. Fact.
And the taillights are from a bus.
Yes. Facts, guys.
Dumbest shit I ever
Parts
heard.
bin. We love the parts bin.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many unique cars in their own way. But to be honest, if I could tell you the hypercar, I would take, it's the Nissan GT, what is it?
This fucker.
No, have you seen it? It's
Like the $1.5 million GTR
yeah,
that
it's
they made. They only
no,
made
they only made so many of them.
20 of them. I forget what it's called.
Yeah,
Wait, are you-
there
are
was
you
it was a
bullshit-
production car.
Are you bullshit? Are you pumping him up, or are we bullshitting right now?
I'm just telling what
Pause.
he's talking about.
Pause.
I forgot what it's
He's
called.
about to say Nissan GTR is what he's about. Is what he's about to say. And you're you're pumping his ass while I'm watching you just fucking. That's it. Back to what we're saying. I know you're pumping him up right now.
Oh, bro,
About
what do
the
I have no?
GTR
I
50?
have no
you're
service. in
you're
this
giving
motherfucker?
the GTR 50 might be a real thing, but if you think he was about to say anything other than Nissan GTR, you're fucking.
talking about the R50.
He was not talking about the R50.
No, I wasn't.
I know this fucker. I know exactly what he's about to say.
Uh,
Come on, from one 50 cap backwards to another. I know what he's about.
All right. I found it. I looked it up a while back. It was nasty.
Hit me.
So I didn't want to incorrectly say it, but it's a GT1 car, but it's the R390 GT1 Nissan.
never even heard
What
of
the
it.
It's a
fuck is
production
that?
car in Japan, overseas. It's sick. You're gonna pull up a picture right now so you can see it. It's nasty.
You know what that is, Destin? What he's talking about? No,
Bro, it's so nasty. Look at this thing. Like,
In Japan, overseas.
Yeah, that's a fucking.
bro,
You gotta know to know that.
bro, it's such a sick car. Look at that. Look at a couple pictures. It's such a sick car.
Okay. This is
Holy
a race
shit!
car.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, but it's actually
it's like a Le Mans
sold-
car.
It was like a Le Mans car, but it was also it was built for Le Mans, but
Yeah.
it was also sold in dealerships.
Really?
Yes.
But it's got a Dodge front grille.
Yeah, bro, this
Nah.
is crazy.
It's got a big Nissan emblem right there.
This is fucking.
That was made in '89, so it was before the Viper.
It's almost like NSX-y.
By the way, since we're since we're talking about, bro, the Viper guys hate me.
Overrated.
You know why?
Why?
Because it's not a Mopar. It's not.
What
And
is
you give Mopar all the attention?
Yeah.
And the Viper they're like, wait, what about us?
Viper, what about us? Oh, wait a minute.
Aren't we trash too?
Viper's a Mopar.
Man.
Viper's not a Mopar. Carroll Shelby helped design it,
That's fair.
and Lamborghini helped design the motor.
That's fair.
Oh.
So, say what you want to say. It's not a Mopar.
Then the Miata ripped him off.
It's a Viper. It's a fucking Viper. It's in its own class.
Yeah.
That's like saying,
I'm ready for this one.
that's like saying a GTR is a Nissan. It's really not. It's a GTR. Legitimately, it's a GTR. Yes, it was designed by Nissan, but you know, GTR has its own.
Is Corvette a Chevy?
See, that's a tough one.
Is the
because
LFA a Lexus?
there's lots of
Yes, the
opinion
fuck it is.
based. There's lots of opinions, you know. But I think personally, like when you have its iconic car, I think it's in its own realm. I don't think the people who design Okay, so let's skip Chevy.
Well, there's
Do you
not a
think this-
Dodge logo on it. Well, same with this. There's not a Chevy. I mean, there's
not.
a
There is
tiny
a Chevy.
logo.
Yeah, there's a Chevy logo on it. But the guys who designed the Malibus and the Tahoes don't fuck with this. They don't touch this. There is a group of people that are they're head to build a car at every massive, whatever dealership it is, whatever company it is. They design that car. That's why I believe, like, when you see Viper, it's a Viper. You see Vet, it's a Vet. GTR is a GTR. Like,
That's fair.
I
get what you're
believe in
saying.
that.
That's fair.
Now hear me out. Like, Porsche is Porsche. That is Porsche. They make Porsches.
Yeah.
Lamborghini, they make Lamborghinis. They have that type of thing. But when you come to, like, Americans in certain cars, like the Toyota, the Supra was a Supra. It's not a Toyota. It is, but you think the people at Toyota that are building Corollas built that thing? No.
Never
Had
touched
nothing to
that
do with that.
fucking thing. No.
Like
No,
that
the
guy
people
right
that are
there.
building Corollas built Lotus Evoras.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a personal
understand.
preference opinion.
I get it.
For me, but that's how I feel.
It makes sense.
It makes sense.
It's fair.
The math is mathing.
Yeah. But a Hellcat, that's a Mopar.
Oh,
Demon,
Yeah.
Mopar.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
Mopar.
That's a Dodge product.
100%.
That is a
Through and
Dodge
through.
project.
Yep.
Whatever it is. You've seen
Pulse.
the interior of that thing?
Something
400
something
credit score, you're
breaks.
good.
You go to any dealership, they have the parts in stock.
He's right.
Viper, something
Viper?
breaks.
No.
Probably custom order.
Yeah. So,
That's all you need to know right there.
yeah. So that's just my personal opinion on that.
Let's
Is there
repeat
anything we
this
need to touch?
Yeah,
Guess questions.
wrap up the
Go
episode
ahead.
with 3
Go.
questions
Every
every guest
episode.
gets.
Okay, cool.
First question, what's the most overrated car today?
Overrated car today.
The lens of Danrue.
Oh my
This
God.
answer could go so many directions.
I know. for real.
Hellcat.
Hellcat. it was just only one direction. man. I can't wait to just clip that in. This could go so many directions. Hellcat. Trash.
Hear me out. I believe that the Hellcat is an overrated car.
Why is
fair.
that?
A lot of people think it's fast, and it's not.
That's fair.
It's heavy.
Because people have a misconception of what
Makes a
fast
lot of
is.
power, but it doesn't go nowhere. It's heavy. It spins. Even with a tire, it still spins. Yeah.
As soon as you go like this, you're in a wall.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's just going to get walked by a GTR 10 out of 10 times.
10 out of 10 times.
Well,
11 out of 10
stock
maybe.
versus stock, I don't know about that one.
From a dig, it's debatable with tires. See, tires make a big difference. People don't realize that stock GTR with the right tires, it's pretty quick. You can knock off almost a half a second and a quarter with tires.
That's actually kind of impressive.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That
With
is
the right
wild.
tire.
What's the most overrated car?
Other way.
Oh, sorry. What's the most underrated car? Sorry, brain fart.
Underrated car.
Yeah, underrated car.
Like, we're talking about any car.
Any car.
Anything in your eyes, in your twisted lens.
You could do a Honda K truck if you want.
Don't give him that. He
You
might
know,
take that. So
given the circumstances, a lot of people tend to underestimate the power of a GTR. I'm not going to sit here. My personal brain is telling me that the GTR is underrated because people don't know the capabilities. People don't know how fast this car really is. When you put a little bit of money into it compared to putting $500,000 into a Lambo, and the GTR is still beating it.
I know it feels like the obvious answer, but it's not a bad one.
It's not a bad
Because a
one.
lot of people think it's an overrated
and,
car.
Yeah.
and also, like, if you go in history with the GTR, like I told you guys in Australia, they banned it because it was too fast in the track. It was beating the Ford and the Holdens in their own game. It was dominating. Even, it sucks that we're living in a world where now a lot of stuff's starting to go hybrid, electric, and Nissan started to have to stop racing because, just financially it's just pointless. But the cars was also fast in that circumstance too. But I do believe that a GTR is underrated in a whole, from the R32 all the way to R35. In a whole, I believe it's underrated. But if we were to talk legitimately, the G80 is a very underrated car. I think that car is very fast. And with a little bit of money you got to put into it, that car's fast.
that's fair.
So,
For the price, too.
That's why
for
they
the
sell
price.
so many of them.
yeah, smart.
Yeah.
I love the car. Everybody's got them, but they're
Right.
fast.
But I mean, you look at
X-Drive,
you
by the
put
way.
that next to a RS5 and a C63. I'm taking that all day long.
Yeah, I definitely would take that over any Mercedes in that category. Like, that's a cool car. If you want to try to go fast, X-Drive. It's fast.
That's true.
It's a little GTR.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So,
Last question. build a 3-car garage,
Mhm.
you got no budget. But you only get 3 cars for
Okay.
everything. For everything you want to do.
The Apollo is going to be in there.
Okay.
Got to have that car.
I feel like the GTR is going to be as well.
Yeah, my GTR definitely will go there. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. My dad's right now beat up an old 1989 Nissan 240SX S13. That's I want to finish this year. We'll try to be my 3 cars.
And with this question, you got no budget to do whatever you want to that car.
Exactly.
So you can run it up.
Yeah.
That thing's gonna be 6s in the quarter all day. So
It's gonna be awesome.
yeah, so that would be it. You know, but reliability's out the door.
Yeah, an unlimited budget, right?
Yeah, unlimited budget.
It don't matter.
I mean, I would definitely have an international with a big ass nice car trailer to bring all my babies. Come on, guys, hop in. Let's go to the track. You know, but
I love
yeah.
it.
We'll let it slide.
It's not a bad answer. That's fair.
I mean, it's fair.
Curated to you.
Yeah,
I love it.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
curated to me. Ideally, people would want a truck. You know, fuck that.
I need an SUV at least.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we might want to say that we might have missed that might potentially be a viral piece of content to try to help you guys out? I don't know.
I appreciate that very
I
much.
feel like there's a
but
lot. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a lot of clips that
He got a ton of shit.
you said.
Just organic shit too.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that mentality. too.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think something that we could touch on. I know we've been here for 2 fucking hours. Sorry, guys.
Thank you for taking the time for the 2 fucking
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll send them voice.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Sentimental.
Yeah.
You know, you talked about your dad a lot
Yeah.
in the podcast.
Yeah.
I understand exactly kind of where you're at, and just know though that you are a living continuation of him,
Mm-hmm.
and everything you do on, I know he's looking down extremely proud of you,
Yeah.
and all it is going to be continued in that direction, and you're going to keep continuing being him in the current world.
Appreciate that.
Of course, bro.
Appreciate that. I miss him.
Yeah, bro. We appreciate you coming
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that
This was
Supercar
awesome.
connection.
Yeah, man.
That's a wrap, baby.
Yeah.